or business grow. The challenge? Finding that person without sorting through resumes. That's where LinkedIn Hiring Pro comes in. It screens candidates so you can focus on conversations with qualified talent. With Hiring Pro, you can hire with confidence and build the team you need. Join the 2.7 million small businesses using LinkedIn to hire. Get started by posting your job for free at linkedin.com/Eisen. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York.
When I see Skattebo botch a backflip on the stage at Fanatics Fest, am I not supposed to think that's an idiotic move?
He's taking full advantage of the New York experience. Why keep putting yourself in this position? You know, you can make a lot more money by being a good football player than you can with all these antics. That's the key. If any position is like a car, it's the running back.
Bart Scott, Chris Carlin, weekdays at 10 a.m. on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. Congratulations to the New York Knicks. They are the 2026 NBA champions. WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. Don.
Where do we stand on sus?
Hahn.
It's lame. It needs Viagra.
And Rosenberg.
I'm going to lift my shirt up, take my pants down, and shake it all around. This isn't North Dakota. This is New York.
This is Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
The best threesome I've ever heard.
On ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
301 of the big city. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. One comes in, the other goes out. I'm back for my week's vacation, and now Alan's gone. So,
well,
you know what we got.
Captain Consistency.
You know what we got.
Wolfpack, baby.
That's right. Wolfpack is back. And all of a sudden you're gone a week, and Jacob is a completely different human being. He looks just like Julian Kushnick.
I didn't know like what you were referring to because it just put together that Julian's in for Jacob.
Yeah, right. So
I just thought he wanted to join our meeting today. I was like, oh,
I
you're
really,
more than welcome.
Honestly, dude. 25 years at the station, 30 years in sports radio, 40 years in the business. I did not know board ops took vacation.
Well, it's not a thing that's ever allowed.
He
didn't take vacation.
I didn't
He's
think
sick.
they were allowed.
Wait,
what? See, now why did you tell us that?
I did, and you acknowledged it.
Fun.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Jacob is ill? What does he have?
Yes.
Was he eating
Don't
lettuce?
say it's the explosion.
Well, no, I'm waiting for my Taco Bell apology.
Well, no, but just because you want a Taco Bell apology doesn't mean that there's still not explosive diarrhea.
That's true, but it's not Taco Bell's fault. I just want that on the record.
No, I'm with you.
But is that what he has?
No.
I think he's got the beautiful day disease.
What is? Oh, you mean like? Oh, I'm
really
feeling
nice
it's
day.
gorgeous.
You know, I want to make up for the rain on Saturday and then not come in on Monday. So Julian Kushnick is here, and we've got a full vehicle.
Yeah, but now are you saying that? Anthony, are you taking any is Anthony taking any real time this summer? Like more than a minute?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going away.
You're taking a week?
Yeah, mid-August.
Yeah.
God bless. You think Jacob will take one?
I think there's one on the schedule.
All right, you got to take
listen,
one.
I didn't know that. I did not know that board ops were allowed to take vacation at radio stations.
They can. They just won't get paid for it.
Well,
yeah.
But when you find out they're sick, it's almost like they forfeit any chance of vacation.
Yeah, that's it. You're not allowed to be sick or
Right.
I will say this. Speaking of the people on vacation, you know what I enjoyed this morning? I really enjoyed. I got to say, the Rick DiPietro Ty vehicle today.
Ty is really coming into his own. I've always been a fan.
No, this has been a big summer for Ty.
But
no question
something happened.
No, I agree.
I think he was on the same cruise that Griffin was on. And I think
evidence suggests he's already done what we hope Griffin did.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean that you can't just have a discovery on a
Some
boat.
sort of discovery.
Just a different way of going about things. Jake Asman's here.
Jake.
He made an effort to come in and say hello. I want have Jake come in for a second, too, because I didn't get a chance to say hello to him. He took a picture of my brother at Fanatics Fest.
He didn't say a word to me. Now, granted, I wasn't there the same day as your brother, but still, I would have liked to have an effort.
Why were you at Fanatics Fest?
A lot of people.
Were you as a fan, or you weren't working?
I was there for a good time and trying to get some interviews.
Why
to play
am I
on the
not
radio
surprised?
Station.
Why am I not surprised?
I was with some friends too. I met your brother. Is that what you guys were talking about?
Yeah, that's what he just said. Yeah.
Yes.
Listen, Fanatics Fest is a time.
Yeah, I'll say.
But for a 58-year-old man with a family, I'm not going there on a bet. I'm just saying.
Well, what if you wanted to bring your kids to get autographs? That would be the reason a 50-year-old. You do have a 10-year-old son.
You do? No, my son is 8.
An 8-year-old son.
I don't think autographs are a thing anymore. Like an 8-year-old.
You don't.
He's rubbed elbows. He had A-Rod critique his swing. I think he's not in the wheelhouse yet for getting autographs. He thinks everybody's.
Jake, don't you think
he
the
took
kids
pictures
there?
with Jack Hughes.
And he didn't care?
No, because it's commonplace
by the way,
for him
hold
now.
on. What am I doing here?
But hold on. I had to give examples.
Weren't there, Jake, didn't you see a lot of 8-year-olds at Fanatics?
There were a lot of kids there, Don. And like online for both the autographs and then the photos. You got to have money, though. Your parents need to be willing to spend money to take pictures.
He said willing to spend the money. Different story.
That's the question.
Not with Don. Clearly, it's got to come in out of his ears. But does he want to spend it on the
autographs? It pours right into their hands.
Right.
And to that, no, there'll be a time. I'm kind of just half kidding around. At some point, well, he's not really interested now in sitting online waiting to get an autograph from somebody that he just thinks Dad already knows.
He thinks
that's my point.
Oh, is that he thinks like, oh yeah, sure, not a big deal because if Dad wants to get me Brunson's autograph, he'll just call Brunson and get it.
You ran into my brother.
Yes, he was doing his show from there, so I walked by.
And you had never met him.
No, but my friend Dan, I said this to Dave yesterday when I was talking with him. I go, my friend Dan, a guy who I was the best man in this wedding, like my best friend in the world, is obsessed with Dave in the show. He listens every day, and he also listens to you guys. So I have been hearing about Dave through him and through you guys talking about it. I've heard him on the show, so I was so excited to meet him, and it was awesome.
He's a great guy.
He is.
Dave LaGreca. One of the best, top 2 LaGreca for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
And I can't say which is
my
first.
dad is gone.
Now, well, yeah, but I don't think me and your dad would have gelled, honestly. I think me and Dave... I think me and Dave are a better fit.
Somebody would have needed gel after, like a Ben Gay or something.
Now, who else did you see anything else interesting on your Fanatics day?
I didn't see you, which is unfortunate.
I was there Saturday.
There.
I was there Saturday.
I didn't run into you. Saturday was the crazy day because Bieber was there, and you had some of the other real A-listers. I interviewed Johan Santana, and I played that interview when I heard on Saturday.
Good job.
See, he's doing the work. That's what I'm saying. He's out there doing the work.
To interview him, though, it took me somehow getting in the back area where I thought with my media pass I was allowed to do this interview. And then immediately when I'm done with the interview, this woman from Fanatics is like, you can't be here. I'm like, but I have a press pass. She's like, how'd you get back here? I'm like, I don't know. I just walked back, and the security guy said media that way. So I got thrown out of there because I wasn't approved. Apparently, I'm not a TikToker where I could do let's play trivia with insert athlete.
If you were a TikToker, you could have gone
to anyone I wanted to.
Anywhere you want.
See, that's why I'm not. This is not for me.
It's not built for radio folks like us.
No, I was back there, and I saw. I brought my friend. Saturday I did something with Lids. We love Lids. Had a great time. And the main other reason I went is my friend Mark, his son, Bronson, it was his 11th birthday. And so I said, Mark helps me out a ton in my life. And I said, I'm taking you and your son, and we're going to see what we can do. And the first thing we did when we walked in there was saw John Cena, and I got him a picture with John Cena.
Nice.
And so I said, I'm done. I mean, whatever happens after this, icing on the cake. And I will say that his son pointed out a guy in the green room where all the talent is mingling, and it's like a big basketball YouTuber that was there. So that's a lot of the crowd that's there is basketball YouTubers and people of that ilk. Good. Neon and different streamers who I would sooner slap than have a conversation with. A lot of them wandering around.
And it's not like your media pass lets you go up and talk to all these people. It's very few that are selected to be able to get to the area where these guys are. So if you showed up, you wouldn't even be guaranteed to get a photo with some of these people.
No.
You might get lucky and see someone walking on the floor that no one recognized, like Braylon Allen of the Jets did a free photo op. I actually was with my friend on Friday.
Here we go.
Walking through the main concourse area, and Flo Balogun is doing a free meet and
out
greet
and
with
about.
pictures, out and about taking pictures with people behind a Dick's Sporting Goods backdrop. And the woman was like, "Do you guys want to meet Flo Balogun?" And my friend Dan's like, "Who's that?" I go, "That's the red card guy. Come on, let's take a picture with him. Why not?" And that was fun, but there weren't that many free photo.
Did you attempt? Now let me ask you a question. Did you attempt to get a conversation with Flo Balogun on record?
You know what I said to him?
What?
I go, "Thanks for choosing us, man. Thanks for choosing us," because he was the guy that could have played for England or
right. That's it.
He laughed.
But you didn't get it. But you didn't get an interview. You didn't try to get an interview.
No, because it was so quick. They literally take your phone, boom, boom, boom. They have it down to a science. But where I spoke to Johan was that private area where all the TikTokers are and the YouTubers. And I thought, I don't know, credential, ESPN New York, home of the Mets. It'd be easy to get some interviews with some of the New York guys there, but not so fast.
Well, you're a pro. And I wanted to, I don't know if you're busy. You got a date, and you got to be someplace.
I have all the time for you, Don.
But the reason I wanted to have you, because we were talking about what to open with, and Yankees lost 2 out of 3 to the Dodgers. You can't freak out. You don't have your best player. But the question is, when will you have your best player?
We don't know, Don.
And will he be your best player when he comes back? It's healing, but he's not ready yet, and July's almost over. And you seem to share the same opinion that a lot of other Yankee fans have. I've heard Ty mention it, heard Michael mention it, that you got to strike while the iron's hot, man. The American League is wide open. American League stinks. You can't leave anything to chance. You've got to go out and be aggressive at the trade deadline.
1,000%. Now, the only caveat is if they know that Judge is not coming back at all, okay, that will change some of my thought process. But even if they're unsure 100% whether he's back, you still have to go for it because look at the pitching they have. Look at the bullpen that the Yankees have, and I still think they maybe need another high strikeout reliever. But
and also look at the rest of the AL.
Yes, how often is the American League going to be this week? And Judge is going to be another year older. I don't know if there's baseball next year. Garrett Cole's 36. Stanton's 37. You have to strike right now. How many years are we going to do the same thing over and over again?
Well, whether I agree or not, it's irrelevant. But the point is I brought this up because don't you know who your general manager is? And there's an outstanding chance that none of this that you want is going to happen.
Correct.
Because the American League is so weak. Brian Cashman may look at this and go, I think we can win this thing without having to make a deal. Look at us. Tampa's in free fall. I like what the Red Sox are doing. You can't ignore 13 straight. But at some point, they're going to lose, and let's see how they actually bounce back from that. They're still 4 back at the Yankees, 6 back from the Rays. Let's see where this all transpires, okay? But they're still in really good shape. I don't fundamentally disagree with you, but just knowing Brian Cashman, who likes to hold on to these prospects like grim death,
which is my biggest gripe,
that he's going to look at it and go, yeah, you know what? I think we can do without him. And then we get Judge back, and we get all our pitchers back. I feel like with all these people saying the Yankees should go for it, I think Brian Cashman's going to sit tight. I'm not saying he won't make a maintenance deal, and I'm not saying he won't make a deal if one falls out of the sky, because sometimes there's just deals you just can't pass up. But Brian is always so concerned about being fleeced because it feels like he's got to pay a Yankee tax whenever they're trying to make a deal. And there's just so few teams that are out of it. Like you were talking earlier about Houston. I don't know if Houston's out of it or not. Their owner never wants to sell. All of a sudden, they could pull a Red Sox, win 10 in a row, and they're right back in this thing. Now, you're obviously running out of time because you're talking about July 31st. But I feel like all these people that are talking about you got to do it, I feel like Brian's not going to do very much of anything. Am I wrong to feel that way?
You're not wrong, but isn't that the problem with what the Yankees are? They have not won a championship in 17 years.
Because it is. I brought this up with Michael. Peter's heard it before too. It is. I don't know if he realizes it or not, but they're going to put it on his gravestone, and it's going to haunt him and his legacy forever. I'm not about the championship. I'm about the championships.
Yeah.
So he's always thinking about, I'm never all in. Oh, the Blue Jays were all in, and look what happened. They lost in Game 7 of the World Series, and now they're 6 games under 500. Look at the Red Sox. Yeah, they won a few championships, but they also had a couple of 90 and 100 loss seasons in between. There's a reason why the Yankees are above 500 every single year, because that's the design. Jake, we lost.
That is my real name.
Is it really?
Name, Jacob, yep.
But that's not what we call you.
No, but to your point, Don.
But my point is that that's why they're good every year, because they don't have the mentality to be all in. They never look at it and go, oh, the American League's wide open, we got to be all in. I know. Brian's not going to do that, man.
It starts with ownership, though, from what you're saying, because I believe Brian Cashman has convinced Hal Steinbrenner that the playoffs are a crapshoot. And when I hear that, it infuriates me because, again, I used to do radio in Houston every day for 6 years. The Astros went to the American League Championship Series 7 straight years. They were in the World Series 4 times in 7 years. They won it twice. Throw out the first one with cheating. That's fine. Explain all the other examples where they got there. You build a better team. The Dodgers, before they won back-to-back titles, World Series 17, 18, won it in 2020. The Yankees have one World Series appearance since 2009. So the playoffs is a crapshoot is nonsense. Build a better team. So if Cashman looks at it like, well, I know I'm going to make the playoffs, I don't need to be all in, well, that's on Hal Steinbrenner to stop buying into this playoff is a crapshoot and go for it when you have this core that's getting up there in age with a golden opportunity in a weakened league.
Do you remember?
By the way, I agree with you 100%. And
I don't disagree.
No,
either.
I know. So,
but this is the fact.
You're just saying evidence suggests they're not going to do it because they never do. To Jake's point, though, Judge's availability being in question, to me, really shouldn't change very much. They should be trying to go for it because who do you fear even without Judge in this AL?
Because it's just the general philosophy. And again, I'm not agreeing with it. I'm just telling you what it is that if they put themselves in a position where the future is unknown, they don't like that. You brought up Astros, four World Series in 7 years. Where are they now?
Right.
Where were they last year? But
that's the problem because Hal is like, well, as long as we're profitable, we want to win, but it's not win at all costs. There needs to be an aggressive sense we need to win a championship, not just be a wild card or maybe every other year win the division.
And for the record, there's not a soul on earth who would tell you, if they were being honest, that they wouldn't trade the last 15 years for the Astros last 15 years.
1,000%.
Of course you would take that.
They
so
won.
what that they're down a couple years?
Right.
They're also there. Well, they were there all the time
they
for a decade.
would then throw out, they had to cheat to do it, and that's a whole other conversation.
That's a different conversation, but it's not.
But
it's not
overall,
accurate.
all the examples, again, the Blue Jays are the perfect example. Oh, yeah, they got the better of us last year, but look at us now. We're a playoff team, and they're 6 games under 500. They keep throwing that out at you. Peter gets mad when I repeat myself because we've been working together for 10 years.
Too long.
It shows an irritation that maybe is irreparable. We'll have to deal with that another time. But Scott Layden. Remember Scott Layden? He was with the Utah Jazz. His son ran the Knicks for a little while. But Scott, I think he's no longer with us. Julian, just quickly double check. But the dad, he had been in Utah. And he happened to come, this is 20 years ago, came into the studio. And we were just talking about basketball. And I asked him, I said, what would you rather? The Knicks, because we were talking about the Knicks, and the Knicks hadn't won. The Knicks finally win the elusive championship, but don't miss the playoffs the next 9 years. Or would you rather be in the playoffs all 10 years, but not win a championship? And he said, without hesitation, 10 years of playoffs every year and not win a championship. And I was kind of laid back. I was like, you realize they haven't won since 1970? He goes, I know. But consistency is where it's at. Constantly being a playoff team is where it's at. And I thought he was the outlier, but you start to look around, and there are teams that are they're content. That's why I'm trying to let Yankee fans know that this is by design.
I don't know if it needs to be one or the other, though.
They don't get together, Jake, at the end of the season after they lose in the World Series or lose in a championship game and sit there and cry in their salads about what happened. They count the money they made. Right. They high-five the fact that they've gone to the playoffs again, that they haven't finished under 500 since the early 90s, and they're happy. Do they want to win? Absolutely they want to win. But they also are happy and content with where they are because no one else in any other sport has been able to say that we are a winning team every year for the last 30-plus years. Spurs couldn't do it. Cowboys couldn't do it. Green Bay Packers, Montreal Canadiens, talk about any of the historic franchises in sports. None of them can touch what the Yankees have been able to do over the last 32 years. You look at it as an albatross around the neck that they haven't won a World Series since 2009. And they're disappointed about that. But overall, they keep looking at the money that they make, and every year they're in the playoffs. Blue Jays can't say that. Red Sox can't say that. Rays can't say that. Certainly the Mets can't say that.
I'm going to tell you something. I don't want you to be offended or mad at me. You're playing the role of Keister right now.
I'm not playing.
Who cares that they say that? They're wrong.
No,
right. I don't care.
But I'm
okay. The
I'm
players
trying
are fine
to tell
with
my friend Jake,
but Jake
who just did a brilliant 2 hours of radio,
but
that him begging for them to be all in is not going to happen.
But I
am not playing K.
You are. You're
I'm
explaining.
Not, no,
you're yank-splaining.
I am not yank-splaining. I am. As anybody could look at the history and figure it out themselves. I'm not giving you the secret sauce. I'm just telling you.
But what
you look at as a failure, they look at as a rip-roaring success.
And I don't want to speak for you, Jake. So if I were on Jake's side here, what I'd be saying is, cool. I'm glad. So as Don LaGreca would say, that's cool, man. So there are some players who are okay with it. Management's okay with it. As a fan, Jake, you're not okay with it.
Right, especially because the standard that we have been told is that they're cutthroat and all in to win a championship every year. And it's not just that they haven't won since 09, Don. One World Series appearance in which they beat the two bad teams in the American League Central to get there and then got embarrassed against the Dodgers.
Who then celebrated on your field.
And this is where I'm not going to be like that.
It's not good enough. It's not
this is where I'm not going to be like that.
Aaron Judge is going to replace Don Mattingly as the greatest Yankee ever to never win a ring. You know what eerie it was watching Don Mattingly present Judge with his third MVP trophy last year?
I remember all of it.
Like that By the way, can I just say, witnessing a Don LaGreca rant in person, it's like I won a contest to be a part of like something special.
No, it's not quite rant. He's ranted James. He's ranted James.
Just seeing that was awesome. I just want to throw that out.
I feel you.
But here's where I'm not like Kay.
All right.
Because I'm going to tell you. You said it. Oh, their mission statement. Lies. There's no more mission statement. Stop. That died with George. There's no mission statement. There's no second place is first loser. There's no losing is death. The winning is breathing. Stop. They can say whatever they want. Actions speak louder than words, Jake. You've been following this team closer than I have. You know that there is no more mission statement, win or die. Because if it was, then you would have saw Torrey lose his job much quicker than he did. You certainly would have saw Aaron Boone be out of a job instead of them constantly doubling down. Brian Cashman's got a job for life.
Right.
So if winning is breathing, if second is first loser, then how does Brian Cashman have a job for life when he's won one championship in a quarter of a century?
Clearly, they don't adhere to the old mission statement, right? But I think there's a happy medium. It's not, hey, every year trade all your best prospects to be all in. It's the circumstances of this core. They have changed. The idea that we might not have baseball next year, that certainly should be factored in. Judge getting older should be factored in. I don't need them to get Skubal, Mason Miller, and Hunter Goodman. But it'd be nice if the Yankees got the top guy and added another infield batter. They got Ryan Jeffers and Luis Ariz and whoever the top reliever is. I don't think we're asking for that much. Like the idea that the Yankees are good every year, so like the Yankee fan just has to sit back and enjoy it and enjoy being embarrassed in the playoffs over the last decade by the Red Sox multiple times. The Rays have beaten them. The Dodgers in the World Series. You imagine how hard it was to do daily radio in Houston as a diehard Yankee fan during the Astros run? Like, at what point are the Yankees going to be the Yankees?
I'm not telling you not to complain about it.
And win.
I'm just trying to be the guy to tell you what's going to end up happening.
So do you think they make, like, one notable move? Is it just, like, a couple players here
They might, because there are teams that, even though there is this perception that the Yankees have to pay a tax, I've seen enough Brian Cashman deals where I'm like, wow, he fleeced that team. Like, there are some teams that are just looking to get out from contracts because there's so much unknown with this pending lockout. There might be just teams that say, just take them. I can't afford to have that happen. But overall, what you're asking Brian Cashman to do is to completely change what he's about. And any great executive, and you may not think he's a great executive, but still, to be able to be in the position that he's been in, he's got to be pretty good at what he does, right? Is that none of them like to fly blind. And you are asking general managers to fly blind, having no idea what the system is going to be next year. So for him to give up on prospects that'll always going to be cheap no matter what system you're in, and add salary or bring in things that are going to put them in a difficult situation next year, I can't see him doing that.
You know what's so frustrating about that, Don? Who are the prospects that they have ever traded that have come back to hurt them? In fact, they actually keep all their prospects. They keep Clint Frazier till his value is nothing. Gary Sanchez, Miguel Andujar, Anthony Volpe. If I have to hear about how untouchable George Lombard is,
but that's by design.
What we said about Volpe.
Jake, that's by design because Brian was here back in '86.
So what does Hal do then? He's just cool
up,
with all this? Like, that's what's frustrating to the Yankee fan.
I think he wants to win, but he looks at it and goes, hey, listen, Brian knows more baseball than I do. We win every year. Our ballpark's full every year. The Yes Network is the #1 regional sports network in the country. Where are we failing? Like, the Yankee fans will say, you failed. You've won one championship in 25 years. You haven't won a World Series since 2009. They look at it and go, where are we losing?
Right. That's the disconnect, between the fan and the organization.
And I'm saying that's always going to exist. And again, I'm not suggesting that Hal doesn't want to win.
The Knicks didn't operate that way. The Knicks were so desperate to win, they fired a coach that helped them get to their first conference finals in 25 years. And they were ripped, including by myself and many on this station, for that, saying, what are you doing? That's too big of a risk. Like, at some point, as good of a job as Cashman has done in totality, or Boone, who's had a winning record every year, and they've had runs to the playoffs each of his years besides, I think, one of them, 2023, at some point, does Hal Steinbrenner wake up and realize that just being good to very good is not good enough? We used to be great, and the Yankees have not been great in a very long time.
And quickly, I'll let you go, and we'll go to break. And we'll take your calls on this at 1-800-919-3776. Yes, the Yankees have done a good job of not losing great prospects. But Brian came up in this system. I guess his first year was 1986. When I was 18 years old in 1986. So I'm around the same age as Brian, where it was the Seinfeld. Yo, Jay Buhner for Ken Phelps. It was all of Jose Reyes, Doug Drabeck. They were great players everywhere thriving on the majority of teams in Major League Baseball that had been in the Yankee system. And George, crazy George, not the George that you think you know, that is a manifestation of both people, the craziness that wants to win and the genius. There was a time where there were two, and one of them was really bad.
The pre-stick Michael George.
Right, the real bad times where he was throwing prospects away to try to win immediately. And some of those times it worked, but it came at a price later on. They've made the decision that as much as they want to win, they don't want it to come at the expense of the future. That's why he said, and he knows what he's saying when he says it, I want to win championships, not a championship. He's always thinking 2 or 3 moves down the road. And what you're saying is right. Hey, how about we occasionally win one? And maybe I'll live with missing the playoffs a couple of times if I can finally get that elusive championship. I'm just telling you, there's the disconnect right there. What you want and what the Yankees want are two completely different things.
I get it. I think there's a happy medium, though. It's not, we need Mason Miller, we need Skubal, we need. It's. Let's be more proactive.
Make a move.
Let's get a catcher. Let's send down Volpe because he can't play. He's hitting .50 with runners in scoring position.
That's for sure. Like the holding on.
There's things. Admit your mistakes. Like that's what frustrates Yankee fans. The lack of admitting a mistake. A year ago, I heard Jason Dominguez and Spencer Jones were untouchable on any move for Mason Miller. Yesterday, there's a report that the Yankees are willing to use either guys in any deal, including for Mason Miller, because they prospect hug. So you tell me the prospect that the Yankees have traded that has come out to really hurt them down the line, and their current guys that we're hyping up again. I need to see it. Other than Judge and now Ben Rice, who are the impact bats?
What do we do with our outfield? Brett Gardner not going to play, really?
Could have had Seager, could have had Correa, any of the shortstops.
That's the problem with Volpe. It's not so much holding on to him, what you lost while holding on.
And that's the frustration among Yankee fans beyond just not.
And you can think of way more prospects that they hugged and turned out to be a dud than ones that actually turned out to be Aaron Judge.
Correct. You have Judge and Ben Rice as far as offensive players. Gleyber Torres had a moment, but in the other big
Sanchez, they're these guys that they just held on to until they turned to dust.
No value. They didn't get Garrett Cole because they couldn't trade Clint Frazier and Miguel Andujar. So what happens? He goes to the Astros, and instead of you getting Garrett Cole early and having to then spend $300 million 4 or 5 years later in free agency to get him, you allow him to go to your rival that prevents you from winning a championship.
Good job today. You in tomorrow too?
I'm in the entire week besides Friday.
This guy's working.
Michael Kay is taking an interesting radio vacation schedule here. Monday to Thursday last week, but then did Friday. Big Yankee Dodger preview.
Right here.
And then Monday to Thursday this week he's off, but he's back Friday.
By the way, maybe he's setting up for like the new Howard Stern.
Is he not doing the Pirate series?
I'm not sure.
Because usually if he's not doing a game, he'll take off. But if he's doing a game, he might as well work. He's not missing Yankees. Dodgers. He's not missing Yankees, Red Sox. So there's certain series he's not
They're
missing.
in Philly next weekend, I believe, right? So
he'll work that Friday.
Yankee Phillies.
So he's in Friday. Thank you.
Thank you guys for having me.
Awesome, Jake.
This was awesome.
I'd like to work with him.
I like what you've done with Jake.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you can have me.
Saw him here.
Maybe you can have me removed.
Why were you so defensive? We are light a person this week.
Oh, that is a good point by you.
And and from what I understand, Jake will work for free.
Well, working here often, that's basically what you're doing.
1-800-919-3776. Was I Yankee-splaining? Don Hahn and Rosenberg. We're going to take you up until 7 o'clock. Full vehicle.
Oh.
Monday through Thursday.
I could not be happier. I was worried we'd have some 6:30s this week.
No. Full
no, thank you, Milwaukee.
Frontal.
Yes.
Don Hahn and Rosenberg. Just getting started, ESPN New York.
This is DiPietro and Rothenberg.
Rick doesn't have a primary care doctor. I don't think Alan does either. That doesn't make it any better for you. I actually think we use the same pediatrician. Alan's in his mid-50s. If you met this pediatrician, you would get rid of your primary care physician and use my pediatrician. He's that good. Do you know what the definition of pediatrician is? Doesn't matter. He's not equipped at the spleen.
This is DiPietro and Rothenberg.
You walk out with a lollipop?
Morning Start with DiPietro and Rothenberg. Weekdays from 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
That's ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
D'Agostino, Law, Bite Back. This is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates. Did you know Social Security takes money out of every paycheck you earn? Paycheck after paycheck. And you're not supposed to touch that money until you're 67? What if you can't work? What if you need that money now? The system is challenging and most people get denied. That's a fact. D'Agostino & Associates has the experience to win, and we win a lot. If you filed for Social Security disability benefits and were denied, let us appeal. Call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. Bite Back means fight back. 1-800-248-3222. We'll fight to get you paid. D'Agostino and Associates has offices throughout New York and New Jersey and handles Social Security disability claims and appeals. Remember, if you've been denied, call us first. 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. D'Agostino and Associates. We win. A lot.
Summer in New York just got hotter. Tim McGraw, the Pawn Shop Guitar Tour. Get lost in the songs you love to sing. With special guests, 49 Winchester. Get ready for a summer show you don't want to miss. Northwell at Jones Beach Theater, Friday, July 24th. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Part of the Cadillac Tri-State Concert Series.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. At Rings End, they're there to help realize your modern design visions. That's why they partner with Marvin. Engineered for big ideas, Marvin Modern Windows and Doors deliver effortless elegance, expansive views, and industry-leading innovation, all in a modular system designed to meet the exacting principles of modern architecture. Experience Marvin Modern at a Rings End showroom today and create something stunning with them. Rings End is a certified Marvin installing retailer.
Summer's here. People are outside walking more, traveling, going to games, barbecues, the beach, just enjoying life. But if you have joint pain, sciatica, or back pain and still holding you back, you don't have to live like that. I'm Bart Scott, and Dr. J. Shaw at Sandwell Pain is the real deal. Ivy League trained, double board certified with non-surgical treatments that get real results. No cuts, no downtime, no pain medications, just a smart, targeted approach that gets you moving again. Same day or next day appointments are available. Go to SandwellPain.com. Don't let pain steal your summer.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Hey there, guys. Good afternoon. We're going to start off in Nassau County. Not moving much on the Meadowbrook northbound. Right before the Southern State, a crash involving a car that went off the roadway. Only one lane is squeezing by. Police and ambulance on the scene. You're jammed there from Sunrise Highway. Better off sticking with the Wansaw or the Seaford Oyster Bay heading through the area. Bumper to bumper on the belts eastbound in Brooklyn. Just picked up a truck that snuck on the roadway over by Shell Road. Still packed and backed up to the Verrazano. Inbound George, some road work on the upper deck and running about 30 to 40 minutes using 8095. Worst of it to the outbound said. Cross Bronx westbound. You're crawling there from White Plains Road on through. Outbound Lincoln will run you 5 to 10. Outbound Hahn 15 to 20. This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Visit MAD.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
I was a little taken aback by Peter. I'm not going to be. I'm not going to lie, because he threw out a serious allegation that I was Yankee-splaining. I'm not defending the Yankees. All right, I'm just saying that you really. I'm just trying to tell Yankee fans: do you really think that everything is going to change overnight because the American League is wide open? There is so much unknown going into this offseason. Now, that might lead somebody to say, Peter, well, let's go for it. We don't know if there's going to be a season next year. This might be our last chance to take advantage of the one advantage we have over 90% of Major League Baseball. We got the third highest payroll in baseball. There's a very good chance that this time next year, when they finally resolve the lockout and come back for a lousy 60-game season, that it's going to be a salary cap and everybody's going to have pretty much the same advantages as everybody else to spend money. But that might be a reason for you to go for it. It could also be a reason for them to say, this is exactly why you don't go for it. The American League is wide open. We can win this thing anyway, and we don't have to put ourselves in peril for the unknown. When do you ever know an executive in any business, Peter, taking a chance when you're staring into the abyss of the unknown? Information's king. When you don't know something, that's exactly when you don't do it.
Shouldn't they, but for the record, shouldn't they know? They know something.
How could they know anything?
Well, you mean about Judge?
No, about what the landscape is going to be after the lockout.
Well, does the move have to be one where you're getting someone who has a 5-year contract? Like, aren't there some plays they could make for people who are on an expiring contract, and you're not making some sort of massive commitment
or just, hey, we're still going to have Cole, we're still going to have Stanton, we're still going to have Judge, we're still going to have Bellinger. So maybe some of these kids that the fans want us to trade away to go for it might fill some holes in a cheap fashion so we can fit ourselves under a salary cap. I don't know exactly, but when you don't know, that's exactly when you don't strike. Fans, what do they care? But they're not. Their job's not on the. Not that Brian's job is on the line, but you know what I'm saying.
No, their ace isn't on the line.
I am not. Maybe I am, but I'm not trying to Yankee-splain. I'm trying to just tell you that what you're asking Brian to do, I think, goes against everything that he stands for. I just can't imagine they're going to do it. And you could also make the baseball sense of it, Peter, that because the American League is wide open, that I don't have to make a grandiose stand here. I could win it without doing anything. If I get Judge back and I get Rodon back and I get Fried back, I've got more than enough to be able to handle the Rays and the Red Sox and win the American League without having to make one move.
When do these moves have to be made by?
July 31st. Today's the 21st. So we got 11 days.
So, and they were going to, as of Friday, they were going to take a look again in a couple of weeks. Can they look at Judge in a week? So 9 days from his last scan or whatever it's been, 10 to whatever it's been. Could they know enough then? And then you go, hey, we're getting Judge back. So
I think, Peter, that they know he's coming back.
He seemed to feel very good about it.
But do you know how he's going to be when he comes back? Having not played for 3 months, is it going to take him a while to get going? What if he comes back in September and it takes him a month to finally get his sea legs, and by then you've lost out on the division, you're playing on the road, and Judge is never quite right and you lose? That's possible, right?
Of course.
Even if he's there, he might be a shell of himself. I don't know. This is kind of rarefied air. This was a guy that always seemed to get hurt and then all of a sudden never got hurt.
Yeah, that's the weird part.
And now he's back to getting hurt again and being out a long period of time. And, oh, by the way, he's not a kid anymore.
He's no spring chicken.
And you're talking about swinging a bat and the torque that he supplies to hit those home runs. Hey,
it's a lot of torque.
It is a lot. Whatever.
No, when you think about the amount of torque, there's a lot of torque there. By the way, when you said
Torque
Monkeys. When you said you were upset with me just now.
Well, you went.
That's not what I thought it was about, though.
Oh, no.
I thought it was about the fact that I played this the whole week you were gone.
Because it's not really mad. It's hurt. Because when I got off the stage,
I meant it.
You said
your best.
My best.
And I thought it was.
Alan grabbed his phone and said, there are people on Instagram thinking that you did a great job.
No, and Alan hated it. I'm here to tell you right now.
Well,
I was here for the whole conversation. I think this is a very funny clip, and I love it.
Well, when you isolate it,
but I'm telling you right now, I could tell if I read between the lines, Alan was disgusted by what you did.
And so why not say it? We're not close enough that we can't just say, Don, what the hell's going on? Really, this show, when I mispronounce one thing, it's a drop for a year.
Right.
But I go on, and I've always told you, I know I'm not good. I want to just have some fun. That you guys can have fun with me and say, that's awful. I get off the stage, the first thing you say, that's your best.
I think it's his best.
Alan looking at his phone saying, Instagram's blowing up. They think you did a great job. But I knew it sucked. I was disgusted the whole after that. I'm like, I picked the wrong song.
Well, no,
I got talked into it. I I felt like I could do a good job. I knew when I was doing it, it was awful. And so I walk off the stage, and all of a sudden everybody's like throwing me roses. I'm like, well, maybe it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
I never went back to listen because deep down in my heart, I knew it wasn't good. But when you get lied to by your friends,
people who say they're your family.
Misinformation.
Well, here's the part. I'm going to tell you the truth.
And then you get made fun of when I'm away.
When you're gone. That's the hard.
That is not what this show's about, man. This show is right in your face.
Here's the thing. Here, I meant when I said that was your best performance, I thought it was the best version of a song that you've done. Now, as time went on, and I thought about the nature of the words I didn't know the song very well. Understanding now what the song really is it an odd choice for an outdoor beach party? Yeah, it's a little heavy.
Well, what happened is that the band,
and they were great, by the way.
Yeah, they're surfing for days.
Surfing for days. They were great.
I started asking them, like, what are some of the songs you do? And like the third song in, they're like, Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You by Led Zeppelin. I said, you kidding me? That's one of my favorite songs, really? Because I think we can have some fun with it. So they sent me their version of it. It got away. I just never felt it. It didn't feel
right
great to do. We never rehearsed it or anything. So it just didn't work out. And then looking back at it, I thought we'd have some fun with it because the fallback is always this. I either blow everybody away and they're shocked how good it is.
Right.
Or it is such an atrocity of epic proportions. I'm not exactly where atrocity. What word was that?
I'm going to need a drop.
I know, that's awful.
I was going to say off the air, but since you caught me,
no,
I'm going to say on the air.
Yeah.
I'll need atrocity later on in the program.
It is
such an atrocity.
Atrocity.
That's right.
That we'd have fun with it.
Right.
But they betrayed me and my trust.
I meant
instead of having fun with me, and then we could have all just like, good job, Don. That's one of the best you've ever done.
But I meant
which I think insults some of the actual efforts that I've made in the past that weren't that bad.
I meant it when I said it. I at the time.
But Alan didn't.
No, he didn't. I'm telling you, Anthony, I want you to weigh in here and be honest. You listened to the entire conversation because it came up probably 3 times. We did a lot of it on the
which is also
once a day.
The one show where you're held accountable for everything you do, right?
And
in
now
your face,
you're gone.
That you wait until I'm gone. Well, it's so honest. At least admit it's weak.
It's very weak, but it's also early July. What do you want me to do? I got to dig for some material. When you heard this conversation that we had, didn't you get the sense, based on what Alan said, that deep down he hated it? He thought it was awful.
I think he definitely didn't love it.
Yeah, he thought he wanted to. Here's the thing about Alan. He's going to have to live with this. And I said this to him, I think. He was kind of too gutless to pull a Michael and say, remember what Michael said to you? Little pitchy, dude.
Well, Michael, even if Michael liked it, he was still going to take the road of you're terrible at what you do.
Correct.
And you're taking away from me shining for 15 minutes. Let's be honest.
No, I think he's
one time that I did the one song and I'm like, I'm honoring Michael. I'm talking about how great the show is. And he's like,
he loved it.
No,
he thought it was not about talking.
He still was like, because he wasn't.
Don't ever forget. At our last show with Michael, I wrote a speech that moved me to tears.
Right, and he wanted.
And when I looked at him at the end, his eyes just said, "Shut up," so I can keep talking.
Exactly.
I could see it, and if he was
you can't
sick.
get to him.
Anyways, a lot. It was. I just wanted to at least have an open conversation.
No,
finally, because
you chose it to be closed for a long period of time, like 2 weeks. The Beach Bash wasn't yesterday. The Beach Bash was 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago on Thursday.
Yeah, we're past 2 weeks.
We're going on 3 weeks, and now it's an open conversation. I'll tell you the truth. And for nearly 3 weeks, you sat on.
I didn't think about it that much, and then when it came up, I got to give Jacob credit. I said, Jacob, can you find a clip from the song? And this was the clip that he found, and now it sparked a conversation.
I never looked at social media. I just knew it wasn't good.
I didn't think it wasn't good. Even this clip that I think is funny, I believe you're still in key.
But it just was the wrong choice.
It was.
And what would have been so wrong to just say that?
Remember when you did Creep on Christmas?
Yeah.
This is like when you did Creep on
listen,
Christmas.
I was a little tone deaf in more ways than one. But Alan is the true villain.
That's the point.
Because you think, and I've known Alan a lot longer than I've known Peter.
That's a good point. Also.
And I've always felt like that I was in a position with Alan.
He'll tell you the truth. Yeah.
I can't trust him. I can't trust him as far as I can throw him.
You can't.
Because he lied. He lied right to my face.
Yeah, he looked right at you and he lied.
This show has proven that we don't let you get away with anything on this show. Because we're open, we're honest with each other, and we're able to get on each other for that.
No.
That would have been the perfect moment. I stepped down from there, And you guys could have been like, what the hell was that? Now, Peter's got the excuse of, in the moment,
I thought it was really good.
And I choose to believe him.
Thank you.
But from what I'm being told, Allen knew from the second that it was garbage and still played it off as I did a great job, and also lied and said other people on social media thought I did a good job.
Definitely made up. I think he had to have made it up.
And that hurts.
Yeah, that's painful.
Even though it probably came from a good place because you don't want to hurt my feelings. But if you know me, man, you're not hurting my feelings. I know what I'm doing there.
Right.
And I know. I find out things. I listened. They broadcasted the show when I was on vacation.
Right, you were able to.
That Peter called up my brother on his birthday. On his birthday. My brother has a birthday show. The ego on this guy.
By the way, hold on.
The ego on this guy.
By the way, you two are cut from the same cloth. You got Don, he has to do a big song routine every year. And then you have Dave, who in the weeks leading up to his birthday, every time I turned on Busted Open on Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7, it was Dave going, "Hey, Paul, producer Paul, my birthday show better be good."
Yeah,
every day.
Every year he asks his producer, whoever it is, to throw him a birthday.
He wants a surprise party. He wants to demand a surprise party every year.
And what comes from it is usually some wacky guest. Did you see the big guest on his birthday show?
No, all I knew was me, which I thought was a bad sign.
But if you know my brother, it makes sense. You may not even know who this is.
I may not.
Adrian Barbeau.
Adrian Barbeau.
Take a glance.
All right, let me go ahead and take a look. Is it something that was on his wall back in the day?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And she was in some movies that he loved.
Adrian Barbeau.
Cannonball Run.
Oh, yeah.
Thing.
Okay. So she was born in 1945.
Understood. But you know what? On the internet, time stands still.
Oh my! I'm gonna go to images. Oh, goodness gracious!
And then I hear Peter
Hell
go,
of a run.
"Oh, so I had to ask Don's brother Dave. Does he sing to be good, or does he just sing the goof around?
Is it a goof, or does he think this is his future still?" And Dave said he wasn't sure. I think he thinks this is real.
You both came to the conclusion that you think that I secretly want to be like a Vegas lounge singer.
That one day the moment's gonna come that you know what is from the guy from Sharp Records in Wayne's World. He's going to show up one day.
All I got to say is that every year.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to look at Julian.
Oh, my God.
He's the only one that hasn't betrayed me.
I got news about Adrian Barbeau.
Julian, I'm just going to look at you because you have never betrayed me.
Not yet.
Is that every year I look forward to the Beach Bash because I sing, because it's become a tradition. And it's been entertaining. We've had some fun. I've had some hits that have made some people.
And some misses.
So have some fun. And then the misses are even better because then we all can have a good chuckle. But at the Beach Bash, represented. The very last time that I will perform.
No.
1-800-919-3776 baseball to get to. LeBron James to get to. Knicks to get to. World Cup to get to.
I have to excuse myself after all this Barbeau.
Hahn and Rosenberg, ESPN.
Mornings with DiPietro and Rothenberg.
If the Giants start out the season 0-3, forget it. What's going to happen to 65 or sooner? Well, kill it. It's a little adversity.
You have a 5-year plan that after 3 weeks you're going to punt out.
Yeah. I can't handle 0-3 again.
Maybe it's a 10-year plan.
70 or sooner. But that's not going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen. No. How could it?
No, it's not going to.
DiPietro and Rothenberg. Morning 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Tricon Construction is growing across New Jersey, delivering larger, more complex commercial projects with the precision today's developers expect. Because when the timelines, capital, and reputation are all on the line, you need more than a contractor. You need a true construction partner. Tricon brings experienced leadership, disciplined project management, and a team built around accountability and execution. From planning to completion, they build with purpose, professionalism, and pride. For serious commercial projects, build with Tricon. Visit triconbuilds.com. That's triconbuilds.com.
You're in charge of ordering boxes. Small boxes, big boxes, really big boxes. You're in charge of tape, labels, mailers, bubble wrap, extra bubble wrap. just for fun. You're in charge of warehouse cleaning and safety supplies. Good thing there's Uline. Thousands of quality products for your business and warehouse needs, always in stock, ready to ship same day, and backed by Uline's legendary 24/7 customer service. Uline makes it easy because you already do enough. Uline, we warehouse for you.
In a world parched for excitement, one drink will emerge. Twisted Tea, the refreshing thrill ride of flavor. Recreating its classic role as the hard iced tea that goes down smooth. Twisted Tea doesn't just taste like real iced tea, it's made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol. Taste the adventure with Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
It's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. Right now, Pella Windows and Doors of New Jersey is offering buy one, get one, 50% off windows and doors, and no payments, no interest for 24 months. Some restrictions may apply. See local showroom for details. Offer ends July 31st, 2026.
Less than 4 in 10 kids aged 6 through 12 are playing sports regularly. 4 in 10 kids? Let it sink in. Just 4 in 10 kids. ESPN is building a nationwide coalition powered by Disney called Take Back Sports, with the purpose of training more coaches, expanding access, and creating community-driven sports programming that puts kids and fun first. We're working on that story. We hope you'll join us.
Visit takebacksports.org to learn more.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Congratulations, New York. The Knicks did it. Through battle after battle, they dominated to become this year's NBA champions. Day in and day out, the hard work paid off, and you were there every step of the way. Enjoy the crown. Own it, because this year is your year. A part of your legacy that will never be forgotten. So celebrate this moment, show your pride, and shop the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
Lawyers, Guns, and Money. Maybe, oh no, that's right. I don't sing anymore, Julian.
Oh, yeah, if you still...
Maybe somebody else will.
I was going to say, that would be a good beach bash song.
Yeah, that would be a very good beach bash
off the bat. You think it was going out immediately?
That feels kind of big.
What the hell happened?
Hoping, like,
somebody's
didn't get
talking.
A read on it, and
I think
it
I
got
hit
over
something.
his head, and then I saw him.
And it's gone.
All right, Jazz. You'll get your
Was
money.
it Yaz?
It
that was Yaz Flute?
It was Yaz.
Yaz.
All right, 1-800-919-3776. We got a lot to get to, including the weekend recap. We're going to do at 4:30.
There are a few things from the weekend, though, that like could easily be a couple of segments today, depending on how the show goes. I think there's a lot of meat on Knicks stuff from the weekend, and I think there's some solid meat from the World Cup final as well. Like, there's some things to chat about.
That was an odd day yesterday.
An odd sports day?
Yeah, it was just an odd. The World Cup was odd. It was. I'll give you. I'll give you more on it when we decide to do it. But I want to get some calls. 1-800-919-3776. Dave is in the car. You get it started off here on Hahn and Rosenberg. What's up, man?
Thanks, guys. You know, I've been bouncing this Yankees making a move thing off my head a little bit, and just on a goof, I went to my Android phone and put in, what 3 teams would suffer the worst if there was a lockout, and they give a really insane description. The Yankees would suffer the most, next the Dodgers, the next the Braves. But I agree with you, Don. I agree that we're looking at a Yankees organization that's been doing things a certain way, and they're not going to change. But here's the thing I will add, and I want your thoughts on this. I think the owners have been waiting for this time for a very, very long time. I think they're ready to hold out. And I think baseball is going to be like the last free-for-all salary sport in America, team sport. And since that is going to be such a dramatic change, why not just make a dramatic move and roll the dice if you're the Yankees? Because all the teams are going to suffer, especially the teams that are top-heavy.
Well, clearly they're not going to have the advantage, those teams specifically. You can throw the Mets in there as well, though the Mets can't seem to take advantage of any format. Is that they have an advantage over everybody else, and that's why they've got the best chance to win. Dodgers trying for their third straight World Series. Yankees are good every single year because they're able to spend a ton of money. Money doesn't guarantee you anything, but it's sure better having it than not having it. But all I'd ask these players, honestly, I get accused of being, on the side of the owners. I do think in this country you have got a right to try to turn a profit, okay? And that winning shouldn't mean that you're losing money. And some of these franchises, in order to win and compete financially, would have to lose money. And that's not right to do. But, Peter, explain to me why football and basketball specifically can work under a salary cap, have their franchises thrive, but have the players thrive as well. Doesn't Mahomes make $60 million a year? Aren't there basketball players making $70 million a year?
Yeah.
The great players are going to make it.
Yeah.
Right? So the baseball players are like, they're going to drive our salaries down. Well, Aaron Judge is going to make his money. Mookie Betts is going to make his money. Shohei Ohtani is going to make his money. All right? And it might have some of the smaller, less known players make some money because all of these franchises that are literally stealing revenue sharing by having no salary whatsoever would have to spend money because there'll be a floor. But I just don't understand why baseball is exempt from this. But hockey, basketball, and football could have a salary cap, have the sport thrive, have the players thrive, and still have players making way more money than current baseball players do. Explain that to me.
I wonder what the real answer is, though.
The answer is that anything the owners want, the players want the opposite. I swear to God, they would lock out on what color the sky is. And the players would say it's red, and they'd fight to the death for it because that's the way Marvin Miller wanted it. They're honoring his spirit. And there was a time, Peter, back in the day where the players were taken advantage of. They didn't have free agency. They didn't make money. But believe me, that has changed. But we don't care about it in New York because the Mets have the second highest payroll and the Yankees have the third highest payroll. So what are we talking about? But if the other sports can make it work and make it thrive, then why the heck wouldn't you try it? But I have a feeling they're not going to. And if they're not going to do it, let's figure it out early so we can have a season, all right? Not all of a sudden figure out they can't do it and you miss an entire season or have one of these bogus 60-game seasons like they had during COVID. Nobody wants that. 1-800-919-3776. I want to bring the Knicks into the conversation and LeBron James at the same time, and really one doesn't have a lot to do with the other. I'll explain when we come back. Don Hahn and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
When care matters most, experience matters more. The Allure Group is redefining rehabilitation and long-term care across New York with 6 convenient locations. Their expert clinicians create personalized care plans to help you recover, rebuild, and get back to what matters most. From short-term rehab to long-term care, Allure is committed to comfort, dignity, and results. To learn more, visit allurecare.com. The Allure Group, where care meets compassion.
There are a million reasons to love New York. Making your budget stretch isn't one of them. According to an independent study, Amazon prices average 14% lower than other retailers. Get food, fashion, furniture, and more shipped straight to your building. That's how Prime members have saved over $2 billion on grocery and household items. Learn more at aboutamazon.com.
Hi, this is Don LaGreca. Just like the New Jersey Devils bring intensity on the ice, Viking Pest Control brings the same level of protection to your home. And I know because I use Viking at my own place. The season may be over, but pests are always in play. So it's time to lock in your off-season defense. As the pest control provider and proud partner of the Devils, Viking delivers 45 years of trusted experience to keep ants, cockroaches, stinging insects, rodents, mosquitoes, and more out of your zone. And when you bundle pest control mosquito services, you score big savings. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com, protecting your home inside and out.
Harry Douglas here to tell you about Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. It's a fruity candy flavor explosion, and I mean explosion. Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots, a zero-sugar treat that's sweet tooth approved. These can take care of my candy cravings and provides a tasty caffeine kick without all the sugar. Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. Get candy-flavored chaos with Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. Available online at 5hourenergy.com or Amazon.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46. And I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
This is Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York.
When I see Skattebo botch a backflip on the stage at Fanatics Fest, am I not supposed to think that's an idiotic move?
He's taking full advantage of the New York experience. Why keep putting yourself in this position? You know, you can make a lot more money by being a good football player than you can with all these antics. That's the key. If any position is like a car, it's the running back.
Bart Scott, Chris Carlin, weekdays at 10 a.m. on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. 880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
People are weird. What can I say?
401 of the big city. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg with you. Alan's on vacation. He'll be back next week. We're taking you up until 7 o'clock. Why, you may ask? Brewers Mets are a 7:40 vehicle. So we're going to take you right up till 7 o'clock, and that'll be the way it is all week because the Mets have a 7:40 game tomorrow and a day game on Tuesday. So we'll be app only for a while before the Met game is over. They got a 2:20 first pitch, and then they're off Thursday. And then we'll be off at 6:30 on Friday as the Mets will begin a weekend series. But listen, maybe we'll get into some Mets a little bit later on. I'm not looking forward to it. They did take 2 out of 3 from Philly, but at this point, so what? But there is some Lindor stuff we can get into. And we will a little bit later on. But I wanted to honor the tease because I'm not going to get into a conversation about LeBron becoming a Knick. I don't think it's going to happen.
Okay, good.
I don't want it to happen. Knick fans don't want it to happen. It's ridiculous. But in our meeting today, our pinhead suit John Winthrop had said that the LeBron thing's becoming a bit of an issue here because the league can't do any business till they find out where LeBron is going. And I'd love to be able to get your reaction to this, Peter. And then our listeners at 1-800-919-3776, I don't think people care. They don't. Now, maybe they do outside of New York. Where's LeBron going to go? I'm sure it's a topic in Cleveland. I'm sure it's a topic in the Bay Area because of the possibility of going to Golden State. But I think the league's over it. This kind of has the feeling of the first time Aaron Rodgers went to Pittsburgh. It was like, oh, Pittsburgh, yeah.
Okay.
All right, that's not nothing.
Yeah.
But it's not something either, right. And I'm not really going to pay much attention to it. Now, the second time he went back to Pittsburgh, it's like, oh, really? Who cares? There might be people right now who's like, did he go back to Pittsburgh? I don't even remember.
There are people listening right now who love sports who do not know whether or not Aaron Rodgers has a job. Love football. Oh, yeah, he does have a job. I forgot about that.
Oh, I forgot about that.
No one cares.
Or the first time that the Steelers play, I'd be like, oh, my God, that's right. Rodgers is on it.
The LeBron thing is 100% fading. It will be a story once he decides. Once we know where he is.
I'm not saying it's not
there's
another.
A version of the story, but it's not. It's officially not a huge thing.
And I'm going to tell you why. It's because of the Knicks. That's why there's the tie-in with the Knicks and LeBron. Because what we saw from the Knicks, the way they came together as a team, the way they sacrificed as a team To me, that's the best way to win a championship. It wasn't about one guy. Yeah, obviously Brunson won the MVP. Yeah, Brunson took a majority of the shots, but Cat had his big moment. OG had his big moment. Like, everybody, it felt like it was a team effort. And that's not the way the NBA's been forever. The NBA's always been about super teams, one guy leading the charge, one guy on the cover of Sports Illustrated, one guy that's the face of the championship. But here with the Knicks, and we saw it, there was a wrestling event this weekend. Not my cup of tea, but obviously everybody was talking about how the Knicks were involved in that.
Well, yeah, it was almost like it was actually pretty cool. Like, I mean, even for people out there listening who know that I love WWE and I work there and you're not into it, guys, it was the first time the Knicks were able to be celebrated inside Madison Square Garden. And both Cat and Brunson had really big moments. They ended the show. A 15, 20-minute celebration of Jalen Brunson is how WWE ended their show. And I will say, Don, they did treat it like Brunson. You know, Brunson was definitely treated as the face of that team.
But if they wanted him to just be the only guy, I guess they could have done that, but he wasn't the only guy.
Well, no, they had Cat have a massive segment as well. And a very cool moment. But I'm with you on the point. The Knicks have taken the air out of a lot of the other conversation that there would generally be about free agency in the NBA, particularly LeBron James in this case. Because Knicks fans don't want LeBron James. And that's not a diss, but it's just, why would you need him? Why would you?
Well, yeah.
It doesn't make sense. But why would you tinker with this energy?
But also, I think people really dug the whole team aspect of it. And I think they're kind of over the super team thing. We argued about, well, they want to go to Golden State. How great would that be? Ratings would be through the roof every time Golden State played with all those superstars on. I think people are kind of over that. And you even kind of saw it a little bit with the Thunder. 8 straight years of a different champion. I think that's good for the NBA. And we were always wondering, what's next for the NBA after LeBron?
What is next?
Is it going to be Ja? He's always getting in trouble. Is it going to be Giannis? Well, he's not from here. Same thing with Wemby. Is he going to be the face, but he's French? And there always seemed to be an excuse why this guy or that guy wasn't going to be the next LeBron James. And we were kind of bracing ourselves for life between Jordan and LeBron. Remember? Where the NBA wasn't as popular. There wasn't anybody really to gravitate to. And then finally Kobe got going, and there were players, but there was the mega force in Michael Jordan, and then the mega force in LeBron James. Who is going to be that next guy? Well, maybe there isn't going to be a next guy. Maybe the next thing for the NBA is really about teams, and instead of disrespecting it like the 04 Pistons and talking about it as an outlier of, well, you can't win without stars, that maybe this could be where we're going. And I think it makes it a lot more fun. Now, obviously, you need people to gravitate to. The Knicks have that. Brunson's a star. Cat's a star, right? But the fact that they did it together, it wasn't just about one force, I think is a good thing. And I think maybe I'm wrong, because I certainly don't have my pulse on the NBA the way you and Alan do. But it's interesting to me that right after the Knicks celebrate their first championship in 53 years, where it was really a team effort, that collectively people are yawning on where LeBron James is going to go. I think that's more than just a coincidence, Peter.
So you think it's not about the fact that LeBron has already gone Cleveland, Miami, Cleveland, L.A. This is 5. You don't think it's just that. You think
it could be
it's a combo.
But if the Knicks didn't win, if the Thunder won again.
It's a good point. Can I picture it that way?
Yeah.
You would have been so bored if the Thunder repeated that you would go, ooh, well, if LeBron goes to blank place, do they have a chance? But we just got this awesome turn of events where now we're not worried about the Thunder repeating. We're talking about this Knicks team.
Or what if it were the Spurs, but Wemby's still a bad guy? Let's say Wemby never really got better, but the Spurs found a way to win. Could you really make Wemby the face of the NBA just because he won? Didn't exactly come off great in those finals.
Well, yeah, if he had been the same way, but they won.
Right.
I mean, like, he was still the complete heel. I do think there's a world, though, in which if he's the complete heel but they win, it still is pretty good. because Spurs fans love him, everyone else loathes him, and
I
they
guess
win.
there's something to
I don't hate that.
But can you make that the face of the NBA or just a storyline of the NBA?
It's the A storyline, but is he the
because
face?
You're the wrestling expert. Can a heel be the guy?
Oh yeah, look at Ric Flair. So much of it's always about chasing the bad guy. You want to see who can take out the bad guy.
It's so funny. I could see a little Ric Flair in LeBron James. I don't see any Ric Flair in Wemby.
Well, his style isn't that.
Well, but I'm saying it all has to fit.
That's because he's too tall.
Right?
He's just too tall.
Well,
he's just too tall.
But
you can't look like an alien and be Ric Flair.
But Wemby, let's face it, was a bad guy.
In the final, he was bad. He was.
But I never.
I don't think he's a bad guy in real life.
I don't think he's a me guy. I don't think he talks about himself like that. But LeBron does. Subtly, LeBron's about LeBron. He may not be as flamboyant as Ric Flair would. Woo! I love the Mid-Atlantic area. But he will talk about himself. He will celebrate himself.
No, yeah, he's LeBron's sort of like Roman Reigns. People cheer for him, but when you break it down, you're like, he's not really a babyface. I mean, he is. He's all about himself. He's got this gigantic company. He's worth $1 billion. He picks wherever he wants to go. He makes super teams. He kind of talks trash about certain things. Like, you're not wrong. I mean, again, all of these guys, I don't think any of them are bad guys off the court. But still, in terms of whether or not you want to root for LeBron, listen, LeBron's getting very long in the tooth, so I think everybody's kind of going to pull for him.
He's a really good player.
And he's still a very good player.
But he's not the man anymore.
No, what is he, though, realistically? 18th best player in the league? 21st?
I think he's in the top 25.
Yeah, he's still a very good player.
But if he goes to Golden State, he's not going to be their best player.
No.
Curry's still better than him, no?
At this moment, I would say. Second? Yeah. I mean, there's a world in which Jimmy Butler, fully healthy for a season, could be a better player in the playoffs than LeBron James. We were arguing about this before the show. I still sort of like him to Cleveland because the way I view it is like Cleveland with the right thing falling or happening, Cleveland could still find themselves as the one in the East. And also to me, it's just like you close out your career at home. Why not? I think there's the least risk there.
But the other thing, and I've been not against it, I just don't think it's as sexy. I think Philadelphia is the sexiest choice. Or Indiana. Like some place that hasn't won. Or hasn't won in a long time. Sixers haven't won since '83. Indiana never won since joining the NBA. That would be part of the story. Why do you think there was such an infatuation outside of New York with the Knicks? And even in New York with the Knicks. They hadn't won in 53 years. It was something new. Having Cleveland win again.
That's not but it's home. I'm thinking
about he's gone home. It's his third time going home. What do you call
you're talking
prodigal son on steroids? What is it?
Well, no, that's fair. You're talking about it sexiness. I'm talking about like logistics. What makes sense? Like what's just a good, safe way to end this thing nice? That's what I'm thinking.
But you know what? At least
you're not having a farewell tour. Listen, he hinted at Fanatics Fest when he talked that this isn't the last year. He kind of intimated there's 2 years at least.
Well, because he wants to give him an insurance policy in case he doesn't win that first year, right?
So if the second year is the farewell tour, though, is he really doing a farewell tour in Golden State or Philadelphia?
Is anybody going to care if Cleveland wins again?
Cleveland will.
Well, Cleveland will. But I'm just saying,
and you're from
getting
Ohio.
National ratings, ABC on a Saturday night, Cleveland versus whoever.
Sexy. That's not sexy.
And Cleveland goes to the finals. It's like, all right, they've been there.
It's not sexy.
They won.
I'm not going to argue with it.
Honestly, I think it's sexier if Cleveland wins without LeBron James. Because at least they've never done that.
Wow.
Doing it again with LeBron. But if you did it with Philly, haven't won since '83, or Indiana has never won.
Yeah.
Even Golden State, to me, it'd be a super team. But with Golden State winning again, Curry getting another ring,
by the way,
what does that do?
I think that's the worst. The only thing that makes sense about that, there's two things. Excuse me. The only two things that make sense about Golden State, and Alan and I discussed this last week. One is him and Steph have a relationship, right? Like, hey, it would be like if 10 years from now, I'm out of radio and Ty Butler gets a new opportunity. He's the newest, biggest star on radio. And they go, we want you to bring in some sort of vet to work with you. And he goes, hey, what about Rosenberg? And he calls me and he goes, hey, dude, let's finally do a show together. Hey, that would be fun. I get it from that angle for LeBron and Steph. We've always liked each other. That would be cool.
Yeah.
And then the other part is, and I think this is relevant, he still has kids in the house. And they've now been living in L.A. So keeping his life together with your family in L.A. and you're working in San Francisco, that's very easy. That's not hard at all.
Mm-hmm.
But besides that, I don't like Golden State as a fit for him. It's never going to be your team. I picture it being an odd jersey that's for sale at Dick's in 2 years for $29.99. You're like, oh, remember when LeBron was a Warrior?
That's what. See, I think part of the reason it doesn't feel like it's as big a thing as it should be is I think the options just aren't sexy. If he was rumored to go to Philadelphia, don't you think this would be a much bigger thing?
If he were really rumored to go there?
Right. Big market.
Like people thought
team
it was.
hasn't won it forever.
Well, and they're just the most insufferable. So if that happens, they get Jaylen Brown and LeBron James. The insufferableness of the Sixers fans will make it a thing.
Right, because part of what makes it a big thing is hating the fact he went there.
Yeah, and Sixers fans are.
Nobody's going to hate if he goes back to Cleveland. Nobody's going to hate if he goes to Golden State, really.
No, some people would hate that, right?
Maybe some people, I guess, but they're not
Cleveland,
winning.
no one cares.
But Philadelphia could win. Cleveland could win, and Golden State's not winning.
That's the thing. Why would you stay in the West? Unless there's some shocker we don't know about, and they're going to bring him into San Antonio or Denver. I don't.
Well, then you're talking about a realistic shot. See, the East becomes realistic. No offense to the Knicks, but you feel like you're at least getting to the conference final, right? You got a chance.
A chance, yeah.
Boston just lost Brown. Getting a chance to play with Brown in Philly or even going to Cleveland, a team that's kind of been banging on the door, but you can make a run there. You can get, Peter, if you don't have the greatest of regular seasons, if you're not careful, you can get bounced in the first or second round in the West.
100. That's why I
and
don't
then when they talk about a dud.
That's what I was saying to John Winthrop. I said, why would you want to go to Golden State? Even if he plays well, it's a cute story. Put them on Christmas. Awesome. They're not winning the West. There's just too much out there.
Too, the other thing that kind of hurts the whole thing is, even though it hasn't really hurt LeBron, but who's more in his prime with the Lakers, and it's the Lakers. Half the games you're staying up till 10:30 watching.
All right, and it's
a different feel, right?
It's 5 years less sexy.
Yeah, right. I don't know. And plus, again, you're getting back to the super team, which I think people are good with. 1-800-919-3776. Sebastian's in Queens. You're on Don Hahn and Rosenberg. What's up, man? Hello.
Hold up.
What's up, man?
Hey, guys. How are we doing today?
Good. How are you?
You guys hear me?
Oh, sure.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, so I had just 2 points on this LeBron conversation. One is I just don't think you guys in general don't like LeBron. He is definitely still a top player in the NBA, even at 41 years old. He led the Lakers past the Rockets into the defending champion Thunders, where he eventually got swept. So sorry guys, I'm a little nervous.
It's okay. You're good.
LeBron James. Yeah, I just still think LeBron James is that player, and any team would be glad to have him. Now, my second, just my talking point would be, I think LeBron will just go to Miami. He has ties with Miami. Why wouldn't he want to finish his career down there? He has Giannis, where he can be that point forward. I just don't know who'll shoot the ball. But if you just ask me, my gut feeling would be Miami. He wouldn't go to the Warriors. I don't think he'll go to Philly. He has no ties with Philly at all. And
but why does there have to be ties? Like I'm just my argument. And listen, I'm not going to argue with you about whether we like or dislike LeBron James. We're just telling you it doesn't feel as sexy some of these places because it's been there, done that. You talk about going to Miami. He's won in Miami already. He's won in Cleveland already. Golden State, to me, I'm over the whole super team garbage. Like Philadelphia, to me, would be sexy because that's a good team. They could make a run. He would certainly contribute. And they already have a winner in Brown, something Philadelphia hasn't had in a while. To me, that'd be a sexy story, not Miami or Cleveland or Golden State.
I think maybe at this point, LeBron is just trying to add legacy. I mean, obviously he wants that fifth ring, right? But he wants legacy also, and he already has a legacy with Miami, of course, with Cleveland. With Philly, we're just going into that super team formula that hasn't worked since he was in Miami. Right? Like super teams don't work anymore. You have to build chemistry. And while LeBron hasn't played with anybody on Miami, he has automatic chemistry with that organization.
That is true.
City.
But here's the thing, Sebastian.
The welcome back with open arms.
I'd be curious because you're a fan. Is there really any place you feel like LeBron is actually going to win a championship? Like with the rumored places, is he going to win in Golden State? Could he win in Cleveland? Yeah, I guess he could, but still the West would be the favorite. Miami, you just admitted who's going to shoot the ball. Like, even Philadelphia, super teams don't like. Should he be motivated by winning again? Is there really any place other than San Antonio, Oklahoma City, or the Knicks where he'd have a legitimate chance of winning a title?
And that would be my ending point, is that it doesn't matter because the Knicks are just going to win again next year. The Knicks have the formula right now.
Well,
LeBron,
at least the
East. Go
East.
Right?
I mean, I feel like you're right.
Second, no matter where he goes.
And that's why I think that should be less about the title and more about what you're trying to build that. Like, you're talking about legacy, right? Why does the legacy have to be I led them to win, other than, hey, I'm leading them in the right direction? And what Peter just said about he kind of hinting about a second year, that it doesn't have to be all about winning right now. Maybe they get close in year one and then he wins it in year two. But the one thing I thought Sebastian was a little exaggerated about is he's not a top player.
Well, and by the way, we didn't bury him. We
put him in the top 20. But at 41 years old, is he a top 5 player?
No, he's not a top 5 player. No one in the league thinks he's a top 5 player.
He's not a top 10 player.
By the way, that's not a reasonable thing to even expect for him.
But yeah, he's 41 years old.
But he's a great player.
Yeah, he's still a great player. However far on the list you want to say great to very good, he's great. And I don't think we hate LeBron. I just think it is what it is. I mean, listen, I'm sure if we did a show in L.A., in Cleveland, in the Bay Area, this is probably a major topic of conversation, right? Because unless, I don't know how, if the Dodgers are first and foremost in everybody's mind in L.A., considering they're so far ahead and, trying to win their third consecutive title or whatever. But in certain places, I don't feel like it's not the big deal it was, because he's 41. And I don't think any of the destinations are sexy to me. Philadelphia would be sexy. But other than that, going back to Cleveland, okay.
No, okay. So even though I think Cleveland's what he should do, it is not sexy.
It's not sexy.
No.
If he had never
Miami. Now I said this to Alan the other day. I refuse to accept that with Miami having Giannis, Bam Adebayo, and LeBron, that doesn't become sexy. If they could figure that out somehow, that's a sexy team. That's one of the best. That is one of the 3 biggest name teams you could have in all of basketball.
But it's not. We're reaching to make that a destination. Nobody's really talking about
Miami.
Well,
no,
right?
I mean, not. It's there.
Listen, he might have to expand his list.
And by the way, maybe it is expanded. We don't know. I'll tell you one thing. When he gives you a hint like he did of like, oh, maybe it is, with the little line that he had about Philly and trusting the process. Usually, if he gives you a hint, it's not that.
Right. But he hinted he would give a second year. Could that be true? And is he giving the second year because is he hearing rumblings like, I'm sorry, LeBron, we love you, but we just don't. We wouldn't be in this for just 1 year. Like, is he hearing that? Like, we would be interested. We kick the tires, but you got to guarantee us more than just 1 year. Yeah. I'm not blowing this whole. I'm not making all this work and then you're one and done. You're going to tell me you at least would consider the possibility of giving us a second.
Also, though, I don't even know how hard this is for anyone. Like, making this happen may not be that hard. I mean, do we know this is going to be challenging for teams to get this done? I think he's just picking where he wants to go, and it'll be easy.
Or is he just trying to milk it for attention? But if that's the case, dude, just blank or get off the pot here.
Because there's not that much attention.
No.
Although World Cup's over now. Fanatics Fest is over.
There is.
We're through the All-Star break.
You're settling into baseball, and for some markets, that's a death sentence, and for some, it's exciting. Sham spoke on NBA today.
Oh, do tell.
Actually, NBA today. I left it today out about the latest on LeBron James.
I spoke to Rich Paul, his longtime agent, this morning, and Rich Paul made it clear to me that the choice is LeBron James's right now. It's up to him on a choice of which team he wants to play for. All of the information is in. Teams are set. Everyone's made their moves. There is no decision, no choice yet. There's no timetable on a choice as of yet, but we know the teams. Cleveland, Miami, Philadelphia, Golden State, Minnesota, all are waiting on this. This has a domino effect around the league with other free agents as well. My understanding, though, over the last couple of weeks is that the focus has been primarily, though, on the Eastern Conference teams being Cleveland, Miami, and Philadelphia, and we all continue to wait.
Well, Miami and Philadelphia seem to be more in play than I thought.
Miami's there. They're both there.
Well, so is Philadelphia, apparently.
We won't have it. Well, you've known that Philadelphia's at least in it.
But didn't... Well, listen,
Allen
I was out for a week, but it felt like they were an outlier. Shams is making it seem like they're right there. Miami, Cleveland, Philadelphia.
And just like that, we're interested again.
Well, it is July 21st.
Yeah, I mean, what do we have, for God's sake? I mean,
well, you know what we have? We got a weekend recap.
And there is a bunch of stuff in there. So.
A bunch.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where we kind of get to our World Cup experience yesterday.
I think that's what's going to happen.
It's Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Take you up until 7 o'clock today. That's right. We got a full frontal today at 7 o'clock, and then it's the Mets and the Brewers on ESPN New York.
This is the Michael K. Show.
You might all disagree with me on this. 7th game of the World Series. Yankees have to win to be champions. Every single one of their starting pitching is available. I could choose between Garrett Cole, a former Cy Young Award winner. I could choose between Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Will Warren, Ryan Weathers, or Cam Schlittler. There's one guy on the staff that's dominant and great, and that's Schlittler.
The Michael K. Show, weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. Presented by the Parisman Firm.
D'Agostino, Law, Bite Back. This is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates, and I know how a serious accident can change your life just like that.
I'm Jenna D'Agostino, and I understand that with pain comes medical bills and time out of work. Let us get you justice.
This is John Ryan, the closer. For over 35 years, our family has been getting accident victims every dollar they deserve.
I started this firm for the injured so they can bite back against the insurance companies.
Our legacy is to get you justice. Bite back.
To get you paid, bite back.
At D'Agostino & Associates, bite back means fight back. When you're hurt and they blame you, we bite back and get you every dollar you deserve. We have offices throughout New York and New Jersey, so call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. 1-800-248-3222. I've been there, and I'll be there for you.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
Miller time. People think it just happens, but that's not true. You know what you gotta do? You gotta go say hello with some beers. Make the plans. Forget the couch. Go to that thing. Play the game. See them in person. Talk to that stranger. Live a little. Small acts of rebellion that bring us together. Because legendary moments start with a light. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2026 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Progressive presents the Passionate Sports Fan Checklist. Signed jersey of your favorite bench warmer? Check. 14 bobbleheads that look nothing like the players they're emulating? Check. Twin TVs so you can watch the game on 2 different networks simultaneously? Check. Life-size wall sticker of your favorite player that routinely freaks you out at night? Check. A second life-size wall sticker so after the first one freaks you out, you see the second and you're like, oh right, the wall stickers. Check and mate. Bundle your renters and auto insurance with Progressive and save on protection for the things on your checklist. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers not available in all states or situations covered subject to policy terms.
In a world parched for excitement, one drink will emerge. Twisted Tea, the refreshing thrill ride of flavor. Recreating its classic role as the hard iced tea that goes down smooth. Twisted Tea doesn't just taste like real iced tea, it's made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol. Taste the adventure with Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
And now it's time for traffic. Here's Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. Going to be a gorgeous night for a ball game in the Bronx. Yanks are home. If you're getting a jump start over at the inbound, George, really not too bad. Just about 5 to 10 for both the upper and lower decks. Best of it's the outbound set. Henry Hudson, second choice West Side Highway northbound. Stop and go ride there from the 90s. Outbound Lincoln Arena about 10 to 15 minutes. Outbound Holland 20 to 30. Slow crawl on the New England Thruway southbound in the Bronx. Crash over by Co-op City. Delays starting to back up into Westchester. No relief on the Meadowbrook northbound in Nassau County right before the Southern State. Crash with a car off the roadway. You're bumper to bumper there from Sunrise Highway. This report is sponsored by the New York City Department of Transportation. Speeding ruins lives. Drivers, watch out for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to less than 5 miles an hour. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code CLEAR to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code CLEAR to borrow up to $10,000. Use code CLEAR to borrow up to $10,000.
Time now for the weekend recap, which is brought to you by Neutral. Of course, the big thing over the weekend was the World Cup final at MetLife Stadium. Yes, MetLife, we could say it now without getting shot because it's over. But in Jersey, New York, New Jersey, we got to see Argentina versus Spain. And I watched it.
Look at you.
Watched it with my son who got finally engaged, I would say, the second half of the second half. Because he's a kid. He's got things to do. But I got to be honest with you, and I don't know a lot about soccer, but I know dominance when I see it. And Spain was just all over Argentina. At one point, I don't know whether it was when going into extra time, where they were showing that Spain had 12 shots on goal and 24 targets, and Argentina had 0 on both sides.
Abuse.
Peter, am I wrong that if for some reason Spain doesn't score, and that goes into kicks, then it's a free-for-all, right? Anything can happen.
And Argentina
wins. That would maybe be the greatest injustice of a championship in the history of sports, that a team was so thoroughly dominated and yet won on a fluke. Because that's what penalty kicks are, let's be honest. And it's not that bad in hockey with the shootout, but they don't have a shootout in a Stanley Cup final. You know what I'm saying? So It would be completely dominated on the football field, but for some reason the game was tied and you won on like field goal kicks. Like it would have been a miscarriage of justice. I'm glad that Spain won because they were the deserving winner.
I will say this. You made that point earlier, and I thought it was a great one. It would have been if somehow Spain loses the game after dominating that way. It would have just been such a ridiculous. It may have ended penalty kicks though in finals if that happened.
Yeah,
because it would have been so absolutely absurd. Now, fortunately, they end up scoring legitimately. Really, they almost scored like 3 times late, and it was ugly.
Right.
And all's well that ends well because Argentina should have lost and they did lose. But no, when you brought that point up earlier, Don, I thought it was a really good one. And we're very lucky that was not the case. I have to tell you. I don't know how you could look worse than Argentina did. I just the fighting after it ended, the turning away from the presentation. I mean, let me just say this. This is not about, obviously, individual Argentinian people. I have dear Argentinian friends, and I was, for them, hoping, I was sending them well wishes. I think I was rooting for Spain maybe, but, from the way the fans conducted themselves with the racial taunts, through fighting Spain after the game ended. Can't say Argentina exactly covered themselves in glory throughout this World Cup. Now, fortunately, the face of their team and the star of the sport carries himself like a class act and was absolutely amazing for the entire tournament in Messi. So you can kind of leave just thinking about it was being, it being Messi's final moment and him and Yamal having that moment together at the end and their sort of story. But, Don, is there a worse way to go out than losing in the championship game and fighting with people as the celebration's happening? It was not what you want.
No, but from a competitive standpoint.
And by the way, and that's after getting your ass just completely beat.
Well,
they weren't even in the game.
See, I'm glad you said that because I'm not a soccer expert, but listen, there wasn't a lot going on. And the game was at 3 o'clock. Yankee game was pretty much over, the first game of the doubleheader. And let's face it, I'm looking for a distraction from the Mets. And so I'm watching the game, and I'm like, this is tough, man. Even though it's scoreless, clearly you could see who the better team is. And it seemed like it was inevitable. Argentina wasn't spending any time in the zone. It's non-competitive in that sense. But, hey, I've seen it in hockey before. Teams outshoot the other team 50-10, and the team with 10 shots wins because they give up a goal. But they hadn't given up a goal yet. Their goalie was amazing. Made some really nice saves. And it was kind of a bore fest. But then at the very end of extras, Argentina gave you a little something. A couple of corner kicks.
They did.
A couple of shots go wide. They ended up, I believe, with no shots on goal, but they at least got a couple of targets at the end of the game. They kind of made it worth it. Like, my memory of that game will be the final couple of minutes where Argentina almost tied the game and not the 2 hours prior to that. I don't know if it's enough to save it for people because they were very critical in the broadcast afterward that this was not the greatest final. Matter of fact, what we needed in the final, Peter, was in the third place game. If we had got France-England in the final, a 6-4 final where England almost blew a 4-0 lead, now you're cooking, man.
That was I hate that I completely forgot about the game.
No, when I text,
completely forgot.
When I text the thread, I'm on vacation. Did that get missed?
You texted during the
third place game.
Oh, I didn't. I was busy getting ready to go out. I had a thing on Saturday. None of you showed up. But I was on my way.
How'd that go? Good?
Oh, it was a great time. Right. I was on my way out, and so I hear my in-laws screaming in the other room. And I went, oh, my poor in-laws. There's obviously a replay on, and they think it's a live game. No, Don, that's what I thought. I went.
Now, you end up being the fool.
I went. I hear the TV like, and Mbappe. And I'm like, Mbappe's not playing. They must be watching a game from 3 weeks ago, and they're getting excited. I come out there. Natalie goes, oh, my God. You just missed the end of this third place game. I went, oh, the third place game. And at 6-4, 10 freaking goals. That's a game for Americans.
That was.
That would be, Don, if that were like regular, I don't think we'd be having a conversation about what happens with soccer in America. I think it would already happened.
Well, I stumbled on it. I heard an update on the radio. I was running around. It was 4-0. I'm like, oh, or they said 4-0. I'm like, all right, well, that seems like a typical third place / bronze medal game where two countries are so sickened by the fact they're not in the final, aren't trying. And England, because they hadn't won since 1966, maybe see some value. France was favored in this thing. So they obviously didn't show up. Then I flip on Channel 5 when I get home.
Yeah.
So it's 4-3.
It's
But then it's 5-3. Then it's 5-4. Like, whoa.
It can't end.
And the only reason I was kind of invested is because I looked up what's the biggest upset or deficit overcome in a World Cup game, and it was 3. And France has to do a 4. And I will say this. In hockey, the bronze medal game, especially if it's two favorites playing each other, they don't care. Nobody wants the bronze medal. If it's a country, like if Latvia is playing for this, they might care because they never win a medal. But they at least the building was full. They were in Miami. There wasn't an empty seat to be had, and it was entertaining. And England took home third place.
Well, and for England, who hasn't won in 60 years, I think them getting a third place finish has a little bit of meaning, and at least you ended on a positive note.
The Beatles were still together when last time they won, 1966.
How crazy is that?
And they've been good, right? Or are they going through Italy where they went like stages?
No. They've never been that bad. Italy's missed 3 straight. It's an abomination.
Jobs have been lost there, right?
Yes, as of today, I see they're making some.
Well, I would think they'd have to do something. So the soccer was really interesting, and it's over now.
I mean, listen, it was ultimately the final game wasn't a great game, but like you said, it ended up being competitive enough late where you enjoyed it. I was at a friend's house in the pool watching, relaxing, swimming with the baby, and taking it in, but not like going crazy. I will say, though, whatever deal that the NFL, if the NFL thinks they have a good deal with the devil or God, depending how you look at it, FIFA's deal is better because a lot of talk around the tournament about different things, transportation. Could you have gotten a better day for the final? It was maybe the most beautiful day all year yesterday. They got the day
gorgeous.
of the year yesterday.
Absolutely.
It was a perfect. I don't know what the experience was like. I don't know if we have any listeners rich enough to have been at the game, but it looked amazing. So you had that this weekend. Then you had Fanatics Fest, which was a lot happening there, including your celebration of the Knicks, which was fantastic. We know that Jalen Brunson signed autographs for a mere $935 a pop and sold out 1,000 of them, I believe. So a lot of celebration. I stopped by on Saturday, had a great time, met a ton of our listeners who were out and about. It was very cool. And then Tom Brady decided to mix it up with Logan Paul again.
What are we doing?
And I have to tell you guys, I don't want to, I'm not going to be Johnny come firstly, but I said the first time they got into a little thing around the flag football, and a lot of this got picked up in the wrestling world. You guys wouldn't have seen it, but in the wrestling world, it got picked up that I said it. This isn't good. I don't like it. Tom Brady should get slapped because he made some jokes about wrestling and the F word and things like that, and I said, I don't like this. Now Tom Brady's going further with this, Don, and he threw a slap at Logan Paul that got all shoulder, no face. It was terrible. And no one seems to be enjoying Tom Brady's post-NFL career. Like everywhere I'm looking, people like Dave Portnoy, Patriots fans, people who love him, are all saying what are you doing? And now you know me, I don't think there's any shame in doing something related to wrestling. But it's more like you and I were talking about before we went on the air. There's a little bit of what exactly is Brady trying to prove overall with all of the different things that he's doing? It's just not really adding up to me to what you want your brand to be.
I want to tease this because I've got a theory, and almost borders on feeling bad for Tom Brady.
Are those words you ever thought were equally possible?
No, but it is cringeworthy, and it's not for the reason you think. That was the weekend recap brought to you by Neutral. Keep it tasty with Neutral Vodka Seltzer made with real vodka and real fruit juice. Enjoy responsibly. It's Don and Rosenberg hanging out with you until 7 o'clock, and then it's Mets baseball on ESPN New York.
Everything I do. Mornings with DiPietro and Rothenberg.
If the Giants start out the season 0-3, forget it. What's going to happen to 65 or sooner? Well, kill it. It's a little adversity.
You have a 5-year plan that after 3 weeks you're going to punt on.
Yeah, I can't handle 0-3 again.
Maybe it's a 10-year plan.
70 or sooner. But that's not going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen. No, how could it?
No, it's not going to.
DiPietro and Rothenberg. Morning 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Cars for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877 Cars for Kids to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
This is Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York.
When I see Skattebo backflip on the stage at Fanatics Fest, am I not supposed to think that's an idiotic move?
He's taking full advantage of the New York experience. Why keep putting yourself in this position? You know, you can make a lot more money by being a good football player than you can with all these antics. That's the key. If any position is like a car, it's the running back.
Bart Scott, Chris Carlin, weekdays at 10 a.m. on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Monkey Sports, built by players for players, is your one-stop shop for hockey, baseball, lacrosse, and more. Find top-name equipment and expert in-store services like sharpening, break-ins, and relacing. Shop in-store at Monkey Sports in Farmingdale or Woodbridge or online for all the top brands. Whatever your sports, Monkey Sports gets you game ready fast. Monkey Sports, where athletes shop.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. Get a free oil filter and more during the Celebrate Free event at AutoZone, now through July 27th. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
Rich Eisen here with some advice. If high-interest credit card debt is grinding you down, it might be time to call an audible with a SoFi personal loan. It consolidates your debt into one low monthly payment with no fees required. And with as soon as the same-day funding, you can make the right play fast. Call an audible on your debt today at SoFi.com/debtplay. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891. Fast funds terms apply at SoFi.com/debtplay.
Zuffa Boxing makes its New York City debut on Sunday, July 26th with a double main event featuring hometown favorites Edgar Berlanga and Richardson Hitchens in separate bouts. Live from the Infosys Theater at Madison Square Garden. Enter for your chance to win tickets on the ESPN New York app. Berlanga takes on Stephen Butler in a 10-round super middleweight showdown, while Richardson Hitchens faces Ricardo Salas in a 12-round welterweight contest. Don't miss this huge night of boxing. Brought to you by Madison Square Garden. Enter to win tickets now on the ESPN New York app.
Now, many of you might say, well, Don, of course you're against Tom Brady being involved in wrestling. You don't like wrestling. You think it's a joke, and you think he's sullying his reputation as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time by mucking it up with a bunch of wrestlers. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that, remember how everybody said Alex was awkward? Alex Rodriguez didn't know what to say or do, kind of came across as phony a lot of times because he wanted to impress everybody, get everybody to like him. I kind of feel that's what's happened to Tom Brady. He doesn't know what to do. All right? He does the natural thing as a former professional athlete and gets into broadcasting. Isn't very good at it the first year, works at it, becomes better, and I think has furthered his legacy for a whole other generation where he's calling Super Bowls after winning 7 of them as a player. Seems very natural. That seems to make sense, right, Peter?
I think so.
All right, so, and you're, oh, by the way, you're making $35 million a year to do it. Okay? So that's not nothing. But then you're doing this? Like, one is completely opposite of the other. Does he act like a maniac when he's doing the games? No. Like, Tony Romo has a style that might be fit wrestling with all his oohs and ahs and the way he describes all the plays and stuff. That's not Tom Brady. You're trying too hard, bro. It's almost like you're trying to please everybody you meet. All right, the people that take me serious crowd will love me for my Super Bowls and the fact that I call games. And then for everybody else that doesn't like me, I'll do wrestling and they'll like me for that. It just doesn't fit, man. You can't be into everything. Just be Tom Brady. Be comfortable with yourself. And the plastic surgery, he looks lost, man. Honestly, for a guy that's got it so together as a football player, watching him give the finger to Jake Paul, Logan Paul, Jake Paul, Fred Paul, Paul Bearer.
Paul.
Dude, is that any brand? Like, what's the brand? Like, when Peyton and Eli goof around, that's their brand. That's what they are. They're kind of goofy guys. They're being themselves, and they've been able to make a whole life after football being themselves. Do you feel at any time Tom Brady is being himself when he's doing that?
It has not felt that way.
But what are you trying so hard, man? You become a really good broadcaster. I thought Fox used him very well where he was interviewing Messi in the pregame. Like, there's certain things that he can do through Fox that could really not only enhance his image and his paycheck, but like have a long-lasting legacy. We saw it happen with John Madden, right? Different human being. But there were people that remember John Madden's coach, and there were far more people that remembered him as a broadcaster, and then another generation that knew him for the video game. Like, he put himself in a position where 3 generations of football fans were able to appreciate who John Madden was. And whether John Madden was coaching a game, calling a game, being involved in a video game, he was quintessential John Madden. Can we say when Tom Brady does all these things, he's quintessential Tom Brady? What exactly is quintessential Tom Brady?
I think your take on this is exactly right, because obviously I love people getting involved in WWE, and obviously I think there's a lot of fun that can be had, and I certainly don't view it as anything but entertainment and really cool. But Tom Brady has been in a weird spot, man. And you know what the weirdest thing is, Don? You had this whole argument. Who's better, Brady or Belichick? Belichick is going up in flames. I mean, absolutely looks terrible. All anyone talks about is how weird it is that he's dating someone his granddaughter's age. And he's at a program in North Carolina that has not done well yet. None of it's going well. And Brady is like, all you have to do is go to the Fox games and be good.
Yeah.
I don't understand what's going on.
And I think Fox has done a good job, a la the Messi interview, to put him in a spot that's just going to enhance him. Like the way Madden was enhanced by CBS and then eventually by Fox. Hey, maybe he really loves it. Maybe he secretly, closetly, has always been a wrestling fan. To me, it's awkward. It just doesn't seem to fit. Cam Skattebo doing a backflip at Fanatics Fest, that kind of feels like it's on brand. All right? Whether you like it or not, he's being the quintessential Cam Skattebo. He just feels lost to me. Listen, it's not my business.
What is
Skattebo
doing? The backflip?
I really feel like an old man because I just don't know how that makes sense. I know you're confident that you've overcome the leg injury by showing everybody you're doing a backflip. But why put yourself in that situation? How could anybody in the Giants organization look at that as a good thing? And then he falls down, so he doesn't even land.
It didn't look right. It didn't look good.
What do we... And I know there are a bunch of kids, younger people, that think it's the best thing in the world. They love it because they want to stick it to the old man that football is back boring. You want everybody to just be boring. I'm not asking people to be boring. Can you be safe? Because what if he re-injured it? Then what? For what? What are you doing? I don't get it, but maybe there's a whole generation of fans who think that's what you have to do to be noticed. I don't know. Do your job. You're in the NFL, for God's sakes. Millions of people are going to be watching you. It's hard to be ignored in the NFL. If you're good in the NFL, everybody's going to notice you. Everybody. All right? You're not a hockey player. You're a football player.
But, why on earth? What's the point?
The point is he's being himself, I guess. But that doesn't mean you have no rules.
But you're coming off of this injury. Don't do something where you could possibly do anything.
Yeah.
That's.
But I'm sure if we took phone calls right now, 1-800-919-3776, full boat. What are you getting on Cam for? That's what he is. That's what we love about him. Right? We got a little pushback with the backflip by Dart off the boat. I didn't think that was the smartest thing either.
By the way, that was nothing. First of all, I don't think Dart backflipped. He just dove in from a boat. He just jumped. It was his friend who backflipped.
Oh, maybe.
He just jumped. And it's water. You're fine.
I didn't love it.
But what's the worry?
Whatever.
But what's the worry? You're landing in the water. Backflipping on land.
And listen, he's had some issues with concussions, but we're talking about a guy that broke his leg, and he's going to do a backflip to prove everybody his leg's okay. And then you don't land it. Well, he spoke.
Oh, Cam did? That's great.
He said, I won't hurt myself off the field.
I'm going to address the elephant. I will not hurt myself before the season solely due to the fact.
That's great that you say that.
That's thanks to Anthony Rivardo on X for that sound. But nobody tries to get hurt, right? Like, he says he's not going to get hurt. Well, I don't think your intent was to hurt yourself when you did the backflip. But you know what? You know how I know you don't get hurt? Is not doing the backflip. And he said he botched it.
Yeah, so what happened was, I don't know if you guys know WWE or not. Those floors are bouncy. So when I took off, I was midair like, holy cow, I'm not going to land this. I'm way too high. Landed, but it had too much cushion. It wasn't a stiff, firm ground. So it's fine. I kind of like went back, safely landed, got back up, was good to go. So nothing came out from that. I'm perfectly fine. Nothing happened. We're good.
Was he in the Fanatics games?
I got to look now, and that's probably it, and I'm kind of good on the Fanatics games, if that's the case.
Was he in the Fanatics games? Maybe he was. If so, why? And Don.
But they all do. Look, we mocked Tom Brady off the air for the Undertaker thing.
No, that was part, but at least Tom Brady's just embarrassing himself. He's not risking injury.
It's a good point.
That's the difference.
Well, injury to his reputation.
And what does the matter with injury? At this stage of
for Brady, right. And by the way, Don, I please, for the love of God.
Dear God,
I don't want you.
He was, by the way.
He was in it.
I'm guessing it was for that, right?
I guess maybe it was for his intro.
Yeah,
and he
like the WWE entrance thing.
He walked into the ring and he did a backflip. And again, he made an excuse.
Because he mentioned ring, right?
Yes. Well, he goes, well, the WWE ground or whatever he said. He was like, it's
springy.
Not. And I'm like, well, wait, but if you didn't know how it was, why'd you do it?
Because he can't help himself.
And Don, and this is what I was going to say, for the love of God. For the love of God, I don't want you and I to argue this again. But this is not far off from what I was saying about Dart last week. I don't care whether you think some people like the Trump thing or some people don't like it. I'm saying in the case of both of them, can you guys just do nothing that anyone talks about? Can you just make it to September?
Well,
Let's just play some damn football.
I'll say this. You ask him to perform, he's going to perform.
Yeah.
So now whoever that's on, whether it's the Giants going, Cam, we know you want to be there.
It is on the Giants then.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, it's on them.
Don't tell him, Cam, you have to go put on a show for the people.
They should be saying, hey, Cam, Jackson, guys, this is a make or break change culture kind of year here. All we care about is what you do in that facility.
Because you know, Peter, if you're looking for the pop in WWE, you ain't just walking out. You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
Well, just like the New Jersey Devils bring intensity on the ice, Viking Pest Control brings that same level of protection to your home. I know this because I use Viking at my own place. The season may be over, but pests are always in play, so it's time to lock in your off-season defense. As the pest control provider and proud partner of the Devils, Viking provides 45 years of trusted experience to keep ants, cockroaches, stinging insects, rodents, mosquitoes, and more out of your zone. Their local team builds a personalized game plan that actually works. And when you bundle pest control with mosquito services, you score big savings. If you're buying a house, this is an absolute must because I don't care how clean you keep your house, there's always going to be infestation, and you need to be able to do something about it.
I won't stand for infestation.
I will not stand for it. So as you're getting ready to celebrate Festivus, make sure you get rid of the insects. One company, total peace of mind. Viking Pest Control, protecting your home inside and out. I will retort to what Anthony said in just a moment. Don Hahn and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
D'Agostino, Law Bite Back. This is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates. Did you know Social Security takes money out of every paycheck you earn, paycheck after paycheck, and you're not supposed to touch that money until you're 67? What if you can't work? What if you need that money now? The system is challenging and most people get denied. That's a fact. D'Agostino & Associates has the experience to win, and we win a lot. If you filed for Social Security disability benefits and were denied, let us appeal. Call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. Bite back means fight back. 1-800-248-3222. We'll fight to get you paid. D'Agostino & Associates has offices throughout New York and New Jersey and handles Social Security disability claims and appeals. Remember, if you've been denied, call us first. 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. D'Agostino & Associates. We win a lot.
Hey, Yankees fans. Join us at Yankee Stadium on Friday, August 21st, as the Yankees take on the Toronto Blue Jays. And don't miss Cody Bellinger Bobblehead Night, presented by T-Mobile. The first 18,000 guests through the gates will take home an exclusive Cody Bellinger bobblehead. Get here early, grab the giveaway, and cheer on the Bronx Bombers. Tickets are available now at yankees.com/tickets.
You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off and to wear a helmet when she rides her bicycle. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
Sponsored by the New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. Can't catch a break on the Meadowbrook in Nassau County, northbound said. Still working on this crash with a car off the roadway. You're bumper to bumper heading over to the southern state. After that, a new accident on the northbound said. Right lane out by the northern state. You're packed there and backed up to the Roosevelt Field Mall. Best of it's the outbound George Westside Highway in Henry Hudson. Cross Bronx westbound just slammed from White Plains Road on through. Yanks are home tonight in the Bronx if you're heading that way using the inbound George. Not too bad, just about 5 to 10 for both the upper and lower decks. Outbound Lincoln, your best ride at 15 to 20. Outbound Helena running at 20 to 30. This report is sponsored by the Positive Coaching Alliance. Questions about youth or high school sports? While the PCA can help, it's a national nonprofit developing better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. More info at positivecoach.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Harry Douglas here to help you ignite your taste buds with Firework Freeze 5-Hour Energy Shots. Juicy cherry, citrus lime, and blue raspberry. It's that iconic freezer pop flavor, but with none of that guilty sugar aftermath. The perfect summer kick. It's delicious, portable, zero sugar energy shot bursting with flavor. Bring on the summer with Firework Freeze 5-Hour Energy Shots, available online at 5hourenergy.com and on Amazon.
Congratulations to the New York Knicks. They are the 2026 NBA champions. WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
501 to the big city. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Allen's got the week off. He'll be back on Monday.
You don't know.
Well, anything can happen, but the plan is he's going to be back. And also, we're on until 7, pretty much all week.
Yeah.
Only Friday's the day we're going to be off at 6:30, so we got full frontal for 4 straight days. So we're looking forward to that, hanging with you. We've got to talk about it Tuesday. We got a list you read about on Wednesday. How did the list go without me last week? Oh, yeah, I heard it.
It was very basic.
I heard it.
Very basic.
I didn't hear all of it, but you were talking about like household things you got to deal with when.
Because
number one was the roof, which I agree.
I've been dealing with this air conditioning nonsense, and so that was it. It was happening that day.
No, it's good. Topical when you can bring the passion and feel what's going on. That's good. But we got so much to get into. Again, 2 full hours coming up here.
Like you dream about.
1-800-919-3776 is the way to participate in the program. But Anthony and Peter were getting into a discussion before we went into the break. Is like, why did why do these athletes feel like they've got to do all this extra stuff? Like, it's football, right? Everybody talks about it. It's our new national pastime. Ratings are through the roof. If you're a good football player, it's so easy to become a household name. So why do you have to do the extra stuff? Why does Cam Skattebo have to do a backflip at Fanatics Fest? He's a New York Giant running back. The fans love him. The team is supposed to be better and contending now with a legitimate head coach in John Harbaugh. If Cam Skattebo is going to do the things that I think he's capable of doing for this team, he's not going to have to ever backflip again. But I just wonder, Peter, and it's impossible for me not to sound like the get off my lawn because I'm 58 years old and he's in his early 20s. But I think these athletes are programmed to do more. That just being a professional athlete is not enough. They've got to do other things. They've got to keep their brand going because football is not going to be there forever. As Cam found out last year, you can get hurt in the blink of an eye. So take advantage of the spotlight while you have it, man, because you never know. Tomorrow, it could all be over, and you're going to look back and go, boy, I had a chance to do all these things, and now I'm going to do it. Nobody's going to care because I'm out of football. I got to take advantage when I'm in football. That seems to be the mark of this new generation of take advantage of it while you can. And maybe it's not a bad thing. Like maybe appreciating and realizing how fragile everything is and not go under the pretense that tomorrow is promised to anybody. And why not do today what you could have done in the past tomorrow? I grew up where just put your head down and play. And if you're great, everybody's going to know. Everybody knew Barry Sanders was great. Barry would just flip the ball back to the referee and jog back to the sideline. Everybody knew he was great. You know why? Because he was great. But since greatness isn't guaranteed, Peter, you got to do other things just in case you don't turn out to be great.
Right.
And so if, God forbid, Cam Skattebo goes out there, injures his leg again, and never plays football again, we're going to remember him more than we would have otherwise because of some of the things he did. And maybe that's the way of looking at it. And maybe it's not wrong. It's not how I grew up. I didn't worry about that kind of attention. Just do your job. And if you do your job, the attention's going to come. The money's going to come. Just be good at what you do, and everything will take care of itself. But this generation, and maybe they're not wrong. Well, I'm sorry. None of that's guaranteed. So I got to do whatever I can to kind of up my profile. I'm given opportunities now because of social media. There was no Fanatics Fest back in the day.
There was not.
So why not take advantage of these things that we have just in case all of this football stuff doesn't work out?
Well, I'll tell you what, Tom Brady is getting just like, I'm just going through, just flipping through the Twitter here, and he is just getting crushed from people for doing this stuff. Like people are not feeling it.
Because let me give advice as the elder statesman on this show.
And by the way, it doesn't have to be this way, Don. Just real quick. Like Jalen Brunson and Kat and Tyrese Halliburton, they were all involved with WWE on Saturday. Everyone loved it. Played out great. There's something about the way he's going about things that just it's not resonating with people.
Yeah, because I didn't see what Brunson did. Did he give the finger to anybody?
He did not.
Is he being like all in, or was it the fact that the Knicks were technically back at the Garden for the first time since their championship, and WWE just kind of celebrated them, right? And they were there for it, as opposed to now trying to be a part of it. And it's not him. This is the advice I was going to give you. Whatever you do, be you. Because the second you're not you, everybody's going to notice it. What do we say all the time about Russell Wilson? Why was Russell Wilson awkward? Why was Russell Wilson not liked in his own locker room, despite the fact he was helping the team go to the Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl? Because it's, hey, yo, Seattle, Mr. Unlimited. Come on, that's not you, man. You're the dorky quarterback guy. That's you. Be that, and then everybody will like you. But the second you try to be something you're not, everybody's going to smell it. They're going to sniff it out, and they're going to turn on you. Am I wrong? It's exactly how it is in life. If you're an ass, be an ass. If you're a student, be a student. If you're quiet, be quiet. But the second that you're something you're not, the world's going to notice. You're going to look like an awkward D, and people aren't going to like you because they're not going to trust what you are. I want to know who you are. I want to know you're coming. Don't be something you're not. And I give Cam Skattebo credit. It looks like that's him. Cam Skattebo sounds to me like if he was a lawyer at the pool party when the lawyers would get together to celebrate like getting a big victory, he would do a backflip at the party. He looks like the guy that if he was in radio after a great segment, he'd high-five you and then do a backflip. So that's just kind of how he is. That's why I never really got mad at Pete Alonso. Pete's Pete.
But by the way, I'm telling you, though, here's where I disagree with you. Cam's being Cam. That's just who he is. I want to do a backflip. I'm sorry. No, Don. What is he, in Mensa? His whole way of playing football is I crash hard into person and they fall over. I'm sorry. Don. God bless the man. He at least by all accounts, he looks like the ultimate meathead football player. So you're standing there and it's like, I'm good. I can do a backflip. Look. There are other times when I think maybe he's brand building is giving him way too much credit. Like even the whole thing on Twitch and stuff. He just likes doing that stuff. Now, I do think that can end up being a backup thing for him is streaming and stuff like that. But yes, I'm mocking him and making fun of him for sounding like a meathead because he comes off that way. But on the flip side of that, I'll also defend him by saying I don't think it's calculated. I think he's just up there and having fun. Now, I think you need to be smarter when they think you're going to be a really valuable part of this football team.
It's hard to turn on and off, right? I mean, and also, let's face it, Cam Skattebo's kind of have a funny name. If he just played football and didn't do anything, would he be invited to Fanatics Fest? He played half a season, got hurt. Would he have been at that wrestling event when he was hurt if he wasn't Cam Skattebo, if he was just running back B on the New York Giants? Like,
no,
so that's what he's saying. Is him. So, no, do I think it's performative? Of course. But I think, is he wreaking financial gain from it to the point where he should risk injury? No. But you know what? We know a lot more about Cam Skattebo because he's this way than if he was the Barry Sanders way. He would have just been another running back that got hurt that we hope is going to be able to stay healthy this year.
I got news for you. Ain't nothing about Cam Skattebo and Barry Sanders the same.
But
I hear what you're saying.
Well,
handing the ball to the ref, you mean? Being that kind of guy.
Right. If he had done that and no backflips, no showing up at wrestling events, would we, other than having kind of a goofy name, where does he land on the roster for the Giants? You can make the case right now when Neighbors hurt. He's like the second or third guy you mentioned. And a lot of it's because of this.
Although, as I pointed out, and I know this is very harsh, you have to think about where he was drafted and where his actual talent level is. The reason he needs to be extremely careful is Cam Skattebo is one stupid injury away from done. There's nothing. I know that sounds really harsh, but I mean, he absolutely has to be full strength and incredibly explosive to be effective in the NFL. He's not the single most skilled player you're going to have.
But be honest with me.
I will.
If you had to list Giants.
Oh, he's right there.
Where would he be? Third? Dart would probably be first.
For some people, he's two.
Neighbors. Like you're talking about, he's in the top 5 Giants mentioned.
For sure.
He appeared in 8 games last year.
Yeah.
Started 5. He ran for 404 yards and 2 touchdowns. But yet, he's one of the second or third people you mentioned. I know the Giants stink, but people know who he is because of this. So how do you sit there if you're John Harbaugh? Call him into the office and say, you got to cool this down, man. We got bigger fish to fry here. You know how hard that's going to be for him to do? Because now you're asking him to just be an ordinary Joe. And then when he blows out his knee again, God forbid. It's not like the Giants are going to help him out. He's gone. He's out. He's out of the league. So as much as it's not for me, how do I begrudge these guys? Especially in football, when tomorrow you hurt something and now it's over. And now nobody's going to care that you're doing a backflip. They care about him doing a backflip at Fanatics Fest because he's a Giant. Right? If he's working for Amazon, nobody cares. The Amazon guy that delivers your packages and does backflips. Be like,
doesn't hit the
just leave the package on the stairs, buddy, and get going. All right.
Fun on YouTube for a minute.
The last time you did a backflip, you stepped on my dishes and broke them. Just take the picture and get in your little fancy van and get lost.
Your little mini car.
So how do I tell him that? So that's why the Giants have to be kind of do a balancing act of, hey, Cam, tone it down a little bit, but also understand that this is how these young athletes are built.
Well, all I'm saying is, I'm not saying you have to tone down that much. Just don't do a backflip until we know you're fully good, man. Not in the off season.
But
take your time. See, Jalen Brunson got to meet Justin Bieber.
And that's something?
He loves Bieber.
I didn't know that.
Yes. Huge Bieber.
What is there to love about
Justin Bieber?
Justin Bieber.
He's got great records. Justin Bieber has some great records.
I mean,
he does. He has some great records.
I don't doubt he's a talent.
You don't know the song Love Yourself?
I can't. Listen, I'd be a big fan, but I don't know the song.
Play Love Yourself for him for a second.
The theme sounds interesting. But
and UConn is what the most recent hit was, but
I'm not making fun. I'm just saying that, like,
you might know Love Yourself.
Let's see.
And he might know Where Have You Been? You might know that one too. Isn't that what it's called? Where Have You Been? Trying to think which ones, but I think Love Yourself is the most likely potential.
No.
Not familiar at all.
No.
It's written by Ed Sheeran.
I can't imagine playing it longer. Julian's going to jog any memory, so.
No.
I just didn't think Brunson would be a fan. Oh, look good. People might not think I'm a fan of Simon and Garfunkel, but
see, exactly.
So I don't mean to pigeonhole people.
Brunson's a big. I think he's a pop kind of guy, and loves him some Bieber.
I'm so out of modern music.
I mean, yeah, Bieber's. I mean, that what I just played. He was 9 years old. If it's a day.
And what circles would I run in where that song would be playing? Honestly.
Your kids were too young.
Yeah, your kids are too young. So that's
why I know the Taylor Swift stuff, because of Jalen but it's so out there. Like, her music to me was a little bit more available, maybe. Her music was in movies. Well, she had the one.
What? Let me
Secret Life of Pets. She had the open to that.
Oh, hold on. Maybe I got it wrong there. I'm going to try something else. Justin.
We know she was in the Lorax.
Yeah, we do, because everyone got invited from the cast. All right, let's see what's listed. I want to find one.
And now, when did Brunson become a fan? Because kind of like when I was young and he was young, he was like the young pop star.
This isn't a zipper key.
Give him a taste of Sorry.
That's how old is that, by the way?
Probably 12 years.
That's crazy.
Let's get turn it up a little louder, a little more.
I've heard this. I've heard this.
You've heard this one,
but not this version.
Well, from a movie?
No, I think it was a K-pop song.
A K-pop version,
or whatever it is, with the music that the kids sing on the channel. Kids Bop. That's it.
Version.
Not K. That's a completely different.
Completely different.
But the Jalen's into that too, because there's the Demon Hunter thing.
I can't believe they're still making Kids Bop records.
I don't think, honestly. I think.
What volume are they at now? 850?
I think some of the kids that are singing on the songs right now are in their 40s with children of their own.
If they're using it when Julian and I were growing up, then yeah.
And is it that far back now? They went that far back?
Yeah.
What, Kids Bop?
Yeah.
I used to hear about them, dial the number when I was watching Nickelodeon, when I was like 7.
All right, the kids kind of outgrew it, but I think I was listening recently. What's the band? What's the song with the Applebee's?
The song with the Applebee's.
You know what I'm talking about?
They've changed it a lot.
But do you know what song I'm talking about?
Probably, if I heard it.
Who is that? Something like we'll share a shake, and I got you.
Oh, Fancy Like Walker Hayes.
Yeah,
he's a country singer. That Walker Hayes. That's very old.
Oh yeah, but it was just on the other day.
Was it really again?
Yeah, they recycle these things.
Yeah, well, no,
I think the kids have refused to do them now because you know what? They demanded to get paid.
That's Fancy Like by Walker Hayes. Yes.
You know that song?
Peter, if you remember watching the commercial, you'd know the song.
There are songs.
Applebee's song?
That I think.
Applebee's on a date night, Bourbon Street Shake, Oreo Shake.
Yeah.
Bourbon Street Steak.
There are songs, Anthony, that I've only heard through Kids Bop. And I have not
heard
heard
that
the
one through
original
Kids
version.
Bop?
You know the one I think I told Peter it. What the what's it? The astronaut in the ocean. You know that song?
Yes.
What's that one?
It's not bad. I think we probably have it in the system, to be honest.
It's pure filth if you play the original.
What you know about rolling? That they sing that on Kids Bop?
Down in the deep and the D. You know that?
I know nothing. You people have said.
Are you even into hip hop anymore?
Wait, it goes how now?
It's not hip. This is not your hip hop.
I have not heard this version. I only know the Kids Bop version.
How is this a Kids Bop song?
Well, play the Kids Bop version. You can find it.
What's this called again?
Astronaut.
Astronaut in the ocean or something.
I gotta remember.
That's vaguely familiar.
But
Masked Wolf.
But no, I've never heard.
I don't think it's rap.
That version, if I did hear it, it was probably the last time we talked about this, and Jacob or Anthony played it.
He's a British rapper, if that does anything for you.
But I've only heard the Kids Bop version. Have you found it yet, Julian? It's got to be there. The kids, they it's like a drug. It was like the first time Marco danced was to this song.
Oh,
now,
this is scary.
This is the Kids Bop.
This is odd.
You just heard the song, right?
The beat on the song's not bad. Not the Kids Bop version, but.
This is horrifying.
No wonder Don doesn't like pop music. If this is how he's consuming it.
No, he's not getting.
This is how I heard my first Taylor Swift song. This is how I heard my first Justin Bieber song.
How do we help him, Peter?
This is the first.
Can.
And then whatever the yo-yo band with the Applebee's.
Walker.
Yeah.
It's one guy.
It's the first time I ever heard Walker Texas Hayes, whatever his name is.
Walker Texas Ranger Hayes.
And it's only been kids singing it.
Yeah, this isn't. Listen, I'm not saying pop music.
Maya's going to get into this.
Well,
you have satellite radio, right?
Yeah, but do I have to? I'm not going to play it for her, am I?
Well, she's going to want to hear it. You're going to want to put something on, and it's either this or if there's still a Disney Channel someplace in the car.
Do you want to hear? it? I have a playlist called Maya Time.
Okay.
And I've been playing it to her since birth.
Okay.
And when she starts freaking out, we play her playlist.
Sure.
Here you go. Familiar with Billy Joel Lullaby?
Yeah, I had all those CDs like Metallica Lullaby, Slayer Lullaby.
What I'm hearing is Peter won't allow Kids Bop in the house.
Listen, I appreciate the effort.
It's working.
I understand because it's a year and a half. Oh, this is terrific. I love this song. Dirty Work, yeah.
Works like she's into it.
But she's a year and a half. But at some point at 3 or 4, she's going to start to get taste, and she's going to start to talk to other kids. And there's going to, I'm telling you, you're going to have to put Kids Bop. Fight it all you want. But at some point, it's going to be the only thing that's going to quiet her down, and then she's going to demand it. You know how many like important like games I'd have on the radio? Just let me finish this inning. And just, we want K-Bop. We want Kids Bop. We want kids, and you got to put the Kids Bop on. It's going to happen. Cave, man. I love it.
No,
I played the Beatles all the time for them. Across the universe. Played all of it. But then at some point, I'm listening to the Applebee's yo-yo with kids singing it because you're a father and you're a good father, and Maya's going to demand it.
But I got to fight what I got to fight. You got to listen. I'll fight as hard as I can.
Listen, you can fight all you want, man. I appreciate it. 300 was a movie,
and I may take the L.
But you're going to take the L.
You don't know.
The sooner the better, man.
Why sooner the better?
Because the quicker they'll outgrow it.
I don't know if that works.
Because they'll eventually get sick of it.
I don't know if is that how it works. The quicker.
Yeah, because then it'll open them up, and then they're going to want to hear the original song. Now the kids are totally into the Beatles, and they've got their own stuff. You got to let it mature, man. Don't force it.
So
I want them to be into Dirty Work too, but it's got to be natural.
That was a mouthful.
53 Kids Bops, by the way.
That's it?
Albums. Not songs.
Yeah, but with Sirius Radio now, you don't even need the albums. You just put it on. There's no commercials.
Unbelievable.
And every once in a while, one of the Kids Bop kids will promote like a concert in the area.
What?
And at this point, they're all like, oh, come see my concert. It's going to be over at the Trenton Arts Center coming up. Yeah, I can still dance. it's been 30 years since I recorded a song, but come check it out, kiddos.
Is that a thing?
No, because I'm exaggerating the fact that I don't think I think they kept rehashing New Kids, and I think they eventually gave it up and said, we got enough music. And I think the original Kids Bop kid is probably 40.
You're probably right now, right? It's got to be. If these guys knew about Kids Bop.
First Kids Bop, Julian said, was 2001.
Yeah, that's 25 years ago.
If it's a day.
And they're like 10 when they do it. So, yeah, they're like 35 years old, man.
By the way, you see the news last week about Stern?
Well, down to 1 day a week. There's only one more move now that's up.
By the way, 1 day a week.
What are we doing?
What are we doing? I would rather. And isn't he from home most times?
I don't think he goes into the.
Can I ask you a question? Can I just ask you a question though?
Mm-hmm.
And again, I know nothing that goes into his show. Now I saw that they cut a ton of producers.
Yeah,
which.
Well, he was paying them. Well, he got his salary, and then he paid.
All
of his people.
He got his. I mean, call it salary is almost not just. He got a gigantic sum of money every year.
But that was also he had to pay his staff.
But listen, hold on. But I love Howard. Okay, I love Howard. But Don, are you telling me that at this point in time, given what he's made and what is still coming, even cutting down to 1 day a week, you couldn't have just kept half of them on? I mean, this is. I just feel for radio producers already. And by the way, and I wonder what they were making in the first place. Like you're cutting. I would love to see the numbers on this. And again, I know I'm being hard on one of my heroes, but like, did you just cut a bunch of people to make $80,000 and your deal is for like $50 million a year?
Well,
so you can go to 1 day a week. And also, here's my question for Howard: why not work from home and go to a couple days a week from like 10 to noon instead of working so early?
He's got such an archive of stuff. Like I
enjoy it.
And
I listen. I celebrate the archive.
And listen, back in the day when I interned there in 1990, and I got to know the staff because I interned at K-Rock, he was still like on 10 weeks vacation, but he'd always he didn't go on vacation and Carol Miller filled in. He would play his best of stuff. And he's got like an incredible archive. You probably could listen for an hour and not realize it's from like 2 years ago.
Oh, no, that happens all the time.
Yeah, and I think it just got to the point where they're paying him for that archive. Because he's got how many different channels on SiriusXM filled with content. Like, you probably don't even realize when he's live anymore.
No. The people do.
No, I know the people do. But the people they're trying to win over, they got those people. They're not going anywhere. But
what I guess we don't know yet, what we haven't heard yet is, do we know if the extension that he signed when he signed it, do we know what level of reduction he got? Like, did they bring the number way down?
No, I'm sure they did.
And so that's
they don't have to let people know that. But even after, there's going to be a time. There's still going to be a Howard Stern radio.
Oh, forever.
Long after he's gone.
So
that's what they're paying for, basically. And some of that stuff is classic stuff.
I mean, for sure.
And you go through.
And by the way, some of it's god awful, but most of it's awesome.
But they could go back to something 30 years ago that'll bring back a memory that I'll totally listen to for an hour.
Oh yeah,
it
happens to me all the time.
I think that's really what they're paying for, not really anything. Because really, when was the last time he's broken any news or said anything that was controversial enough for people to care? Maybe, probably nothing since COVID, right? Because it's a different world now. But we're in the world right now. Not nearly as much money.
No,
but. We talked about LeBron. We talked about the Knicks. We talked about will the Yankees make a deal before the 31st. Want to get into some of the Lindor stuff as well. 1-800-919-3776. We got ENN coming up at 6 o'clock. Take up until 7 o'clock. And then it's the Mets and the Brewers right here on ESPN New York.
When care matters most, experience matters more. The Allure Group is redefining rehabilitation and long-term care across New York with 6 convenient locations. Their expert clinicians create personalized care plans to help you recover, rebuild, and get back to what matters most. From short-term rehab to long-term care, Allure is committed to comfort, dignity, and results. To learn more, visit allurecare.com. The Allure Group, where care meets compassion.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877-CARS4KIDS to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
When you manage an active facility, disruption is not an option. Tricon Construction specializes in healthcare, commercial, and industrial environments where work needs to happen without shutting operations down. That takes detailed planning, clear communication, and safe, disciplined execution. Because when patients are inside, tenants are working, or production has to keep moving, every decision matters. Tricon understands how to work around your business professionally, safely, and efficiently. For complex work inside active facilities, choose Tricon Construction. Visit triconbuilds.com. That's triconbuilds.com.
Hi, thanks for calling Uline.
Wait, did the phone even ring?
Nope.
Okay, so you answered before the ring. But now you're going to put me on hold, right?
We don't do that here. We're real people answering the phone, ready to help with your order when you are.
Uline has thousands of quality products for your business and warehouse needs, always in stock, ready to ship same day, and backed by Uline's legendary 24/7 customer service. Uline. We warehouse for you.
And now it's time for traffic. Here's Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. No relief on the New England Thruway southbound heading into the Bronx. Still have this crash right after Co-op City. Been out there for over an hour. Slow crawl delays go back into New Rochelle. Yanks are home tonight in the Bronx. Already busy on the Deegan, both up and down, heading over to the stadium. Packed ride with the volume for the outbound George. Inbound George in pretty good shape. Just about 10 to 15 minutes for the upper deck. Outbound Lincoln, your best ride at 20 to 30. Outbound Hahn already over a half hour. Stop and go on the Staten Island Expressway westbound, heading over to the West Shore. Long line of brake lights there from the Verrazano. After that, no issues at the Goethals Bridge heading into Jersey. This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Visit MAD.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? Their happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues. Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from crushing tax debt? The IRS now has special programs. Guardian Tax knows all about them. Personal or business, this is the fresh new brick you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you call when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with. They really help me out. I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-505-4169. 800-505-4169. 800-505-4169.
So my Howard Stern story, I think everybody that knows my backstory knows that in the summer of 1990, I interned at K-Rock, which was the classic rock radio station. And it was like 2 days a week, and I'd take the bus in to the city, and I'd get to hang out with, not Howard too much, but Robin and Gary, and it was fun. And one time I'm on the bus listening to Howard going in, and my crush was Dana Plato from Different Strokes.
Wow.
Love Dana Plato.
Different Strokes being the operative word.
Yeah, and she's no longer with us.
I know.
She's on. And one of the perks of the internship was that I'd get to meet some of the celebs that were there. because one of my jobs would be sometimes to walk them to the elevator, get them down to the lobby in a cab, you know. And I'm like, oh, my God, Dana Plato's there. Crestfallen, Peter. It was the best of.
No!
I was like, oh, come on, man. It worked out. It was a day I was going to be there. I'm going to meet Dana Plato.
Now, tell me the truth. Where were you with Nancy at this point? You guys 1990,
we're off.
You were off? So it could have been on.
Could you imagine? Maybe I could have saved her. Maybe she would have gotten a piece of Don and figured, I don't need all that crack.
But, you know...
Someone has to say something.
I can't say too soon because it's been a long time. I don't know.
Sorry.
What year did we lose her?
That's a good question.
Got to be 25, 30 years, no? It's been a long time.
It's a great question. And listen, I say it affectionately because I loved her. But it got away from her.
I met Don. I don't need all that crap.
I'm not telling tales out of school.
I think it could be as long as in the 90s, like early 90s. She's been gone for a long time, I believe, which is really sad.
99.
99, if it was a day.
So she would have been 62 in November.
It's the worst. It's the worst. But I'll tell you what.
Awful.
I heard some really good Howard. Listen, I don't want to speak out of school. I do not know the situation. I just know that I was sad to hear a bunch of producers are getting let go. So the thing that always miffed me about Howard, Don, is in these recent years, he'll still do a few days a week, but he's still doing mornings. And as someone who did mornings for a long time, I'm like, why don't you just give up people will listen to you anytime. Why don't you just give up the mornings part? And I feel like it could be so livable for you.
Yeah, I guess. Remember, he started out in afternoons when Imus was in the morning and he did in the afternoon.
Why not go back to afternoons?
I don't know.
And in L.A., you'd still be like morning commute. Like if he did noon, East Coast, 9 a.m. or 11 a.m. East Coast, 8 a.m. L.A., you could do it for an hour a day and it would be like nothing from home. It's just interesting to me. Because here's what I don't like. I mean, Howard, I know, has activities he does. He likes his photography and
chess,
stuff like that. I just feel like he may get bored. I mean, look at Larry. Our guy, Larry David, quit Curb Your Enthusiasm. And Don, within a year of being done with Curb, I start seeing Larry pop up doing all these live interviews. And I'm like, oh, my God. Do you know how bored Larry must be if he's doing live interviews? He doesn't even like interviews. No. That's how bored he is. I said, there's no way Larry's not coming back. What happens a couple years later? Mm-hmm. He's back on HBO.
But that's short for him. He's 79 years old, but Howard's 72, and to do daily radio, it's a lot. But at this point, you've accomplished so much. I guess it's just like the alternative is just to walk away and not do it anymore, and those guys are out of work anyway.
Or maybe I don't know, the level of work it takes to be a Howard Stern, because in my mind I'm going, with the team you have in place and the incredible sound he has from his remote studio, it would really be like a lot out of your day to jump on it from 11 to noon every day? Just hit people with an hour.
I don't know.
But what do we
Or just tape it and air it, the next morning. I mean, as long as you keep it somewhat evergreen.
Hey, we get together on Monday, we tape for 5 hours, and then we spread it out over the week. I don't know. It just seems like a weird choice. But again, we don't know the business of it, so.
You're not going to talk a ton of Mets. They took 2 out of 3 from the Phillies.
Oh, God, what are you doing?
But the only thing to talk about is Lindor, and he has been terrific for this team down the stretch. He's finally healthy, and he's starting to hit. And after the game yesterday in which the Mets won by the final score of 6-1 to take 2 out of 3 from Philly, how confident are you that you will see this version of you the rest of the way?
Really comfortable, and there's no other option. I have to play to a higher standard. I have to play to the level that the organization wants me, and I have to play to the level that I expect myself to be at. So I'm putting in the work, and the coaching staff here is helping me a lot. We have 3 hitting coaches, and they're all sending me videos, and they're all putting in the time. And Kai, we all know Kai doesn't stop. So Kai and Leaf, they've been amazing, and just got to continue to play the game the right way, day in and day out. And then there's been a lot of players around the league that reached out, and just, I appreciate that.
Now, a lot of rumors that maybe he'll get traded away. Try to separate the whole Juan Soto, Francisco Lindor of it all. So Saturday, it was the rainy day with all the thunderstorms and everything. So we were just getting the house ready for our next vacation when we go down the shore. So I was, doing a lot of stuff and watching. And then the Mets were on in the background. And then the Mets got in a rain delay. So what SNY played was kind of a documentary they did. Remember, Peter, the first game of the doubleheader against the Braves at the end of the 24 season where they had to win that game to get into the playoffs and that back and forth. They're up 6-4 and then they blow the lead and they end up winning the game. And it was a nice reminder, how big Lindor was in 24, how big he was in that game. He had the grand slam home run against the Phillies. I mean, he's not nobody in this organization. And I think the fact that he got neutered by Cohen and he can't be the captain because they didn't want to insult Juan Soto, awful decision by Cohen. But the idea, or trade it because you're not going to get rid of Soto. You got to get rid of this rift that they have between each other. Why am I getting rid of a good ball player? Now, he's had his troubles. He's been hurt. He hasn't been as good a defender the last couple of years as he's been in his career, but he's still an A-plus defender overall, and I think he'll get better at it. Peter, why am I trading him? But isn't baseball the one sport where you don't have to get along? If Brunson didn't get along with Nick, that's a problem. He's the point guard.
It's the whole thing. Can't work.
If my quarterback doesn't get along with my wide receivers, if the offensive line's not getting along with each other, if the center of my top line in the NHL doesn't like his wingers, that's an issue. In baseball, it's not an issue. Juan Soto is an outfielder. Francisco Lindor is a shortstop. They don't even have to speak to each other if they don't want to. I think they need to respect each other, and they shouldn't try to show each other up. And I do think the locker room is fragile because they're not good. But at some point, I want this team to be good. And I think they've got a better chance of being good with Francisco Lindor and Juan Soto on the team at the same time. So to get rid of him and get anything back in return worth anything, you're going to have to eat most of his salary. Is that a good idea when we don't know if there's going to be a salary cap next year? To have a guy not playing for you taking up millions of dollars in salary? Because of the unknown of the situation. Peter, am I wrong to try to make this work? I mean, the chemistry doesn't matter. We've got the Bronx Zoo. The Yankees of the 70s hated each other. The A's of the 70s hate each other. You hear stories all the time of championship teams who didn't get along off the field. But, Peter, is it that big a rift that there's no way that they can make this work? Come on. And I got to trade away a known commodity for the hope of some prospects just because I can't imagine we could ever win with Lindor and Soto on the same team.
Don, I'm with you. And I have never been on board with that's the way to do it. If you're telling me you have to keep Soto because Soto's the better player and his contract's monstrous. Don, he's not that much. He's a much better offensive player, but he's not. But he's a much worse defensive player, right? So Soto's not that much better, and his contract's not that much worse. They're both bad contracts. I kept saying this last week to Alan. I don't know if you saw Rosenthal wrote the article last week. Rosenthal doesn't think he's moving. Right. Not now, not after the year. There's no one who's going to get the deal. So Alan's then talking about, relying on the new collective bargaining agreement, changing the rules, and there'd be a way to handle it. You can't assume that. So let's assume how things are. There's not a team who's going to take on this deal. Lindor was also a guy, when the list came out last week, the rumored list of who were the untouchables for the Mets and who was not. And Lindor's name's not listed as an untouchable. I'm sorry, Don. I really do believe, I know everyone's quiet right now who's a Mets fan because people are just completely blown by this team, Don. He loved being a Met. He wanted to be here. He had bought in to be a lifer. It's a bummer to me that immediately after getting Pete Alonso, which a lot of people now have had remorse about, you're telling me that just because Lindor can't seem to get along with Soto, who's been here for 5 minutes, you're also getting rid of Lindor? Who are the people you care about on this team?
You know what you need? It's an anti-baseball move today. Make sure your next manager has got a backbone and go to the two of them and say, figure this out. Because neither of you are going anywhere. We're going to win championships, and you're going to find a way to get along. And if you can't get along, you know what? Don't talk to each other. But do not bring the rest of this team down. Instead of bending over backwards for Soto, we're not going to have a captain because it'll insult Soto if he's not the captain. Or let's coddle. No. Hey, play ball. If you want to opt out in 5 years, go be my guest. But right now, you're a Met. Lindor's a Met. We're better with you two on the field at the same time, in my batting order at the same time. They need to hire a manager with a backbone. But they won't do it because that's not baseball anymore.
Well, you know what? Then why'd you make the move in the first place? Because the whole reason you got rid of the manager in the first place, his biggest failure, in my opinion, the manager's biggest failure was that he could not get these guys on the same page. If you bring in a guy who's supposed to be a player's coach, young enough to relate to the players, to understand the culture, to be able to have a conversation, and you're telling me Mendoza couldn't go have a beer with these guys and say, hey, what do we do to make this work? There's no way.
Excuse me, Peter. When did relating to a player mean bend over backwards and give them whatever they want? When did that happen? Relating to a player is being able to communicate him at a level which you can make him understand what you want. And I would think everybody wants the same thing, to win. You have to get along with each other. You just got to go play baseball. And I don't have to worry about Lindor and Soto on the field chemistry being harmed because, let's face it, towards the end of his contract, Soto's probably going to be a DH. One's a shortstop. But we'll see if the Mets decide to go in that direction. I fear they will not. 1-800-919-3776. Want to hear from you on this and the myriad of other subjects we brought up. It's been quite the show. At 6 o'clock, we get ENN, and then we'll take up until 7 o'clock, and then it's Mets Brewers on ESPN New York.
This is Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York.
When I see Skattebo botch a backflip on the stage at Fanatics Fest, am I not supposed to think that's an idiotic move?
He's taking full advantage of the New York experience. Why keep putting yourself in this position? You know, you can make a lot more money by being a good football player than you can with all these antics. That's the key. If any position is like a car, it's the running back.
Bart Scott, Chris Carlin, weekdays at 10 a.m. on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
Hi, this is Don LaGreca. Just like the New Jersey Devils bring intensity on the ice, Viking Pest Control brings the same level of protection to your home. And I know because I use Viking at my own place. The season may be over, but pests are always in play. So it's time to lock in your off-season defense. As the pest control provider and proud partner of the Devils, Viking delivers 45 years of trusted experience to keep ants, cockroaches, stinging insects, rodents, mosquitoes, and more out of your zone. And when you bundle pest control mosquito services, you score big savings. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com, protecting your home inside and out.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
Mornings with DiPietro and Rothenberg.
If the Giants start out the season 0-3, forget it.
What's going to happen to 65 or sooner?
Well, kill it.
Gets a little adversity. You have a 5-year plan that after 3 weeks you're going to punt on.
Yeah, I can't handle 0-3 again.
Maybe it's a 10-year plan. 70 or sooner.
But that's not going to happen.
No, that's not going to happen. No, how could it?
No, it's not going to.
DiPietro and Rothenberg, morning 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
There are a million reasons to love New York. Making your budget stretch isn't one of them. According to an independent study, Amazon prices average 14% lower than other retailers. Get food, fashion, furniture, and more shipped straight to your building. That's how Prime members have saved over $2 billion on grocery and household items. Learn more at aboutamazon.com.
A small business affirmation from Progressive. Plumbers, today will be a good day. You will be profitable. Your clients will be nice. No one will stand over you and tell you how to fix the thing they actually hired you to fix. You will also feel at peace after switching to Progressive, America's #1 commercial auto insurer. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 commercial auto insurer from the NAIC's 2024 National Premium Data.
Harry Douglas here to help you get in on the sweet life with Cotton Candy 5-Hour Energy. It's that classic throwback cotton candy flavor, but with 0 sugar and a 5-hour energy boost. I keep these with me so I can tackle that sweet tooth with a tasty caffeine kick and no guilty sugary aftermath. Bring on the sweetness with Cotton Candy 5-Hour Energy shots. Cotton Candy 5-Hour Energy. Available online at 5hourenergy.com or Amazon.
This is the Michael K. Show.
You might all disagree with me on this. 7th game of the World Series. The Yankees have to win to be champions. Every single one of their starting pitching is available. I could choose between Garrett Cole, a former Cy Young Award winner. I could choose between Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Will Warren, Ryan Weathers, or Cam Schlittler. There's one guy on the staff that's dominant and great, and that's Schlittler.
The Michael K. Show, weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. Presented by the Parisman Firm.
The other thing with the Mets is that SNY had tweeted out earlier that Carlos Beltrán had turned down the Met job. Just didn't think it was the right time. Of course, it makes 0 sense for him to take over in the middle of a season. Wouldn't you much rather take over at the beginning of the year when you kind of know you got all your ducks in a row and everything? Taking over this mess in the middle of the season is no way to put your best foot forward, so it doesn't surprise me. But could I see Carlos Beltrán possibly being the coach next year? That's the kind of big boy in the room you're looking for, right, Peter? Like, even if Cohen and Stearns want a soft-handed manager that's going to give the players what they want, I mean, he's been around. He's going to say, guys, get along with each other. And I think that a Carlos Beltrán is going to be respected enough that they'll both listen to him. It's a Hall of Famer. Had success with this organization. So you would hope that would be.
But is it, and not just because their name are Carlos's, but is it, I sort of feel like you're going for the same thing, vibe-wise. No? Youngish?
Yeah.
Relatable-ish?
Yeah.
Is it going to be different?
No, it will be different because you're talking about a guy that with a pedigree, a guy that played.
Right. This is not the first
guy
time.
That's played in a World Series. He's in the Hall of Fame. Like, when he's telling you something, because that's the one thing that I think gets lost in baseball, is that when you've got somebody that played, that had skin in the game, even if he's saying the same thing as the guy that never played, it's going to resonate more with a ball player, right? They all know who Carlos Beltrán is. They all watched him play. They knew how good he was. And if he tells you something, aren't you going to listen to it? God love Carlos Mendoza, and he's a good baseball guy, but is that going to resonate the same as a Hall of Famer telling you? Guys, get along. This is how good we can be if you just found a way to keep stuff to yourself. I'm not saying you got to like each other. You got to go for a beer after the game. But just respect each other enough where you're not showing each other up or making comments or rolling your eyes. Just go about your business. And I don't care how much money a player is making or how in good standing they believe they're in the organization. When a Hall of Famer tells you something, man, if that's not going to work, then nothing will. Honestly. Because I think these older guys, Peter, even if they accomplished a lot, I don't know how much that resonates with a ball player as much as a guy that just played. That they saw play. Not heard about played. Not have to be told that he played. Not have to go look him up on Baseball Reference that you know who Carlos Beltrán is. And he's telling you to do something. Wouldn't you do it? And if not him, then there'd be nobody. Very, very difficult.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Let's see. Let's see what they do. 1-800-919-3776. Jack is in New Jersey. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Jack?
Hey, guys.
What's up?
Listen, I'm a long-time listener. Give me a 40-second rant here.
Go ahead.
I think LeBron I think LeBron should go to Denver. They've got a culture in place already. They've got another unselfish star there. He doesn't have to change anything. They're ready. I'm so happy Argentina lost. What a classless win against England. What doing so much to doing as many wrong things as they could, and then how dirty and rude they were. I'm thinking of Jack Tatum when this guy cheap shotted a guy in the back in the championship game.
Crazy.
Turning their backs on the winners, who are clearly the better team.
It was.
You guys were talking.
It's tough. That I'll let you finish. I'm sorry, but you like. I feel if you're an Argentinian, I feel for you having to watch that as your team. They with the exception of Messi, and the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper and Messi can hold their head high, but like so many people were an absolute disgrace. They were manhandled, and then they cried about it. I'm sorry. Continue, sir.
Yes, that's it. Okay. Baseball players. You guys were talking last week about the baseball players, Mets in particular. Baseball players have become independent contractors. Was it Paul Mary? He was a first baseman. He's in the Hall of Fame now. His attitude was, I have a good day, it's a good day. I have a bad day, it's a bad day. We win, we lose, who cares? I have a good day, it's a good day. That's what baseball players have become. And my last little bit, what if Tom Brady is just a good-looking jock who is very good at what he did in sports, nailed a couple of good-looking women, and now we're trying to make him into more than he has the capability to be. Thank you so much for listening to me. I love you guys.
By the way, great call. What's his name?
Jack.
Yeah, write down Jack. We like Jack. That's an interesting and quality call.
I think sometimes we believe, I'm trying to think of a good example, where a player was so good at what they did that we now expect there to be some sort of afterlife just because they were great. Right? Like, why? Right? Terry Bradshaw went on the broadcasting, and John Madden went on the broadcasting, and what are other examples? Like Johnny Unitas was just this dignitary that I'm not exactly sure what he did, but he carried himself a certain way. Like when you're done, you're done. And he's got the broadcasting, but why does there always have to be an after, a follow-up? Especially if it doesn't fit, Peter. And it doesn't seem to be fitting. Like the broadcasting didn't fit, but I give him credit. He worked at it, got better. And now he's on Fox and he's doing a good job.
Sure.
So why does he feel he needs wrestling? Like, come on, man.
And again, I'm telling you, it's not, I don't want people to get caught up in the wrestling of it. Because I'm telling you right now, you guys can make fun if you want. You can tell me wrestling's this or wrestling's that. Plenty of people have done WWE stuff, and it's awesome. They do it in the middle of their career. I'm telling you, Jalen Brunson did it Saturday. And no one's saying anything about it except that was cool. He's just not doing cool stuff. And he's not doing it. It doesn't feel organic.
But it's not organic, and it's not on brand.
The brand was so polished. But also, I want to have a little empathy for him.
Okay.
Because it is hard when you've done nothing but be like this polished, dominant, obsessive competitor, and you can no longer compete. What is he just supposed to become like a degenerate golfer freak who never stops playing golf and I have to get good at that? Or some of them, Floyd Mayweather, some say Jordan, crazy with the gambling.
But
there's a lot of places people go that are worse than what he's doing.
No, I get that, but how is this competitive?
It's not. That's why maybe he's lost, because he doesn't know what to do with his competitive juices. So he's trying to figure out other ways to be entertaining. You know what the funny thing is, though? And I know there are people who disagree with me on this. I think he has gotten better and better at being the color guy in football.
Well, that's why I'm saying.
I think it's pretty good.
Isn't that competitive? People thought he couldn't do it. He got the job just because of who he was, and he got better at it. And he's worked with Burkhardt, and it seems like, isn't that a win? And if you want to be competitive, go open a business or something. Invest money. That's very competitive.
Well, Anthony was telling me he owns a card shop down the street here. He does have some. That's obviously a small business, but
he's got the money, making $35 million a year just doing football once a week. That if he wanted to invest money, if he really wanted to see competitiveness, I would think that would come out in him. Jack had some really good stuff. Oh, by the way, want to mention Brian Hoke is reporting Giancarlo Stanton isn't close to returning. Though Stanton has resumed his running progression after a recent calf strain, Yankee manager Aaron Boone said Monday there is no timetable for Stanton to play in minor league games. He's been out since April 24th. Here's my take before we go to ENN. If he's ready for the postseason, I'm good. Because that's where they're really going to need
You're talking about playoff G.
Yeah.
That's what. Well, guess what? You only need playoff G.
In the playoffs.
In the playoffs. that's what you need, playoff G.
EN and nothing like the ENN the day after the final in the World Cup, especially when it's in New York. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Take up until 7 o'clock, and then it's Mets baseball on ESPN New York.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Okay, girls, ready to go?
Yeah! Mom, I'm hungry. Can I have a snack? Me too, Mommy.
You want a snack?
Yeah!
Got it?
Children learn from our behaviors.
Mommy, can you open this,
All right, hold on 1 second. Okay. Okay, here.
Thank you.
They learn what is okay from the adults they see.
Mommy, are you on your phone?
If you're a distracted driver, chances are they will be too. What kind of driver are you raising? Funded by the Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
Monkey Sports, built by players for players, is your one-stop shop for hockey, baseball, lacrosse, and more. Find top-name equipment and expert in-store services like sharpening, break-ins, and relacing. Shop in-store at Monkey Sports in Farmingdale or Woodbridge or online for all the top brands. Whatever your sports, Monkey Sports gets you game ready fast. Monkey Sports, where athletes shop.
Miller time. People think it just happens, but that's not true. You know what you gotta do? You gotta go say hello with some beers. Make the plans. Forget the couch. Go to that thing. Play the game. See them in person. Talk to that stranger. Live a little. Small acts of rebellion that bring us together. Because legendary moments start with a light. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2026 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks a million, guys. I hope you have an awesome rest of the night. We've got the Yanks home in the Bronx. First pitch just a little over an hour away. Also, T-shirt night if you're using the inbound Georgia, about 15 to 20 for both the upper and lower decks. Deegan just slammed in both directions, heading over to the stadium with the volume for the outbound George. Northbound said a bumper-to-bumper ride from the Triborough and the Bruckner. Outbound Lincoln already about 10 to 15 minutes. Outbound Hahn 15 to 20. Slow crawl on the belts eastbound in Brooklyn. A broken down car over by Pennsylvania Avenue. That is you jam from the Mill Basin Bridge. After that, if you're getting onto the eastbound Southern State in Nassau County, watch out for a crash in the right lane over by Eagle Avenue. Starting to pick up some company at the Goethals Bridge heading into Staten Island. Heavy ride from the Jersey side. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Okay, all signed up. Easy. Now let's run payroll. What the? Hey girl, I'm you with more gusto. Nice. Who's that? New social media manager, hired and onboarded with gusto. And spoiler, we're kind of famous now. Wait, we're famous? Oh, well, I'm famous. Payroll, benefits, and HR. Designed and built for small businesses. Choose a future with gusto.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station. This is an ENN special report. Now reporting...
The very handsome Jewish man, Peter Rosenberg.
We should talk some sports. Do what you want. It's ENN.
Yeah. Yeah. For your ace.
Just for that? All for me.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to ENN.
Do it.
It's brought to you by my friends over at Zuffa Boxing. Zuffa Boxing, making its New York City debut on Sunday, July 26th, live from the Infosys Theater at Madison Square Garden with a can't-miss double main event. Yeah, they changed the theater again.
Thank you. God, I remember. What's the first one you remember? Finish the read because I don't want to mess up the sponsor.
Brooklyn's own Edgar Berlanga, big signing for Zuffa Boxing, taking on Stephen Butler in a 10-round super middleweight showdown, plus undefeated former super lightweight world champion Richard Hitchens facing Ricardo Salas in a 12-round welterweight bout. You want to be there? New York has your chance to win your tickets. ESPN New York has your chance, that is. Join us at the fight. Open the ESPN New York app. Find the contest tile. Submit your entry. Don't miss a huge night of boxing. Brought to you by Madison Square Garden. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com and enjoy Zuffa Boxing.
So for those that are trying to remember what we're talking about, the theater at Madison Square Garden. That's the simplest way to put it. I guess the last sponsor was Hulu.
It was
Theater.
Hulu.
And now what is it?
Infosys.
Yeah, because I've seen that they sponsor a lot of things around Madison Square Garden. What's the first thing you remember it being called?
Like when I moved here?
Yeah.
So that'll be 07. You're going to have to remind me.
I don't know. I'm asking you.
What's
legitimately. And Anthony, what's the last thing you remember the theater at Madison Square Garden being called? Or the first thing you remember?
I remember Hulu, but that's not the first thing I remember. Wasn't it at some point just honestly called the theater at Madison Square Garden?
Of course. Let me see.
But this is how far I go back. See if this shakes it up from in your
former names. I have the former names.
All right,
hold on.
Current names.
I'm going to throw out what I remember it being, and you tell me how far back that goes.
All right.
The Felt Forum.
Well, all right, you're old. That's it.
I knew that. What year was that?
The Felt Forum was 1968 to 1989.
All right, well, that's not terrible. So when they first opened Madison Square Garden in 1968, it was the Felt Forum, and it stayed the Felt Forum for 21 years,
and
1989.
And then it was the Paramount Theater. 91 to 97. Now, Anthony, you were also right. The theater at Madison Square Garden, 97 to 07.
Wow, so 10 years without.
And that's what I remember.
Then it had 2 years, 07 to 09. Whammoo Theater at Madison Square Garden.
I
don't remember that at all.
I don't think I was alive for that.
And then 09 to 18, it was back to the theater at Madison. I guess that's really just they drive a hard bargain.
Yeah,
couldn't find anyone. And then it's been Hulu since 2018 to 2023. So it was back to the theater for the last couple years.
Now, what exactly was the Felt Forum? Do you have something you can click on to find out? Was that the name of somebody? Because I don't think they didn't do sponsors back in 1968, but it obviously was important enough to keep it there for 21 years.
The Garden opened in 68. The theater was known as the Felt Forum in honor of then company president Irving Mitchell Felt.
Ah, Mr. Felt.
That's back when we cared about people. It wasn't all about the Benjamins.
He was a Jewish man from Manhattan, growing up in West 140th Street. He graduated from Wharton.
Okay.
Businessman.
That's not nothing.
No, it's not nothing. And he purchased a controlling interest in the old MSG built back in 1925. A lot of philanthropy.
Good.
Yeah.
Felt Forum. That's what I remember. You said I was old, but
he was married twice, in case you were wondering.
All right. Well, we're good.
That's enough?
I think we're good.
You know, he has a stepson. I don't know if that interests you.
That was way more than I needed. I just wanted to know that Felt wasn't like,
no.
They made they made pool tables.
The other name at that time was the Second Base Theater.
The what?
Second Base Theater. Well, not for you. Not a Hawthorne second base. Everywhere else in the world.
I watched a movie when I was on vacation. I can't remember.
Anthony, you got it, didn't you?
You got it.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And there was a movie, and they threw out third base, and it was exactly what I pictured.
What movie?
I can't remember.
Yeah, you're a lunatic. I don't believe you.
you think I invent these things, or do you think that maybe we've dumbed things down over time?
Good evening, Don.
He had A-Rod critique his swing.
Good evening, Don.
An atrocity.
Good evening to me. I have to excuse myself after all this Barbeau.
If you know, you know.
Your brother will like that drop. Good evening to Don.
Logan Paul, Jake Paul, Fred Paul, Paul Bearer.
Good evening, Don.
Quintessential. 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 I threw it.
He added a D.
What? Who is Jake Paul?
Logan's brother.
So
the boxer.
That one's not bad for
I
you.
was
you had
firing around the bullseye.
It was just the wrong Paul. You weren't that far. Good evening to myself.
I want to do a backflip. It's as insulting as anything that's been said to somebody, and I threw crack out today.
Yeah, you did.
Maybe she would have gotten a piece of Don and figured I don't need all that crack. I want to do a backflip. That's
worse.
That's rough. I don't think we're gonna if we go to Giants training camp. I think we can strike Cam Skattebo as a possible guest. I want to do a backflip. It's like he's a caveman. Cavemen were known for doing backflips. I want to do a backflip.
Someone had to.
I guess when you're trying to escape a saber-toothed tiger, maybe a backflip is the way to go.
Oh God.
I got one quick critique. Julian's very talkative, very chatty. He's got to calm down.
I got to tell you. No, you know what? You know what he's done? You know, Don, you know what Julian is affiliate on the board for Jacob, who's out sick today. We hope he's well.
Yeah.
Not enough to text him, but I do hope he's well.
That's not fair.
Well, I realized as I said, I didn't check in.
Like, how concerned could he be?
Yeah, I didn't say anything.
We've known for 4 hours.
I haven't said anything. I do want to say one thing. In the now 3+ hour Julian's been board hopping our show, Don. He has tied the record for words that he said to me in the history since I've known him.
Yeah. I'm a fan. But I could probably maybe.
Yeah, what are the total number of words? If I were to put the over-under, total words Julian has ever said to you, because you say you enjoy him.
When did you start, Julian? How long you been here? Sign language or something?
2022, around then.
4 years. Would you put it? I'm going to put the total words spoken at 300. Over under.
Well, I was going to say in the teens, if I take away hello, like greetings don't count, because what kind of animal would he be if I said hi Julian and he didn't respond? Then I would think maybe he is mute. But in actual conversation, it might be 17 words. But Anthony, I enjoy his company. I do.
Anthony, what about you? You guys are in the same field, like more direct.
It's way more than 300.
Over 300.
Yeah.
Well, but
is he? Tell me the truth. In our department, and by the way, there's some competition here because there are some borderline mutes throughout the entire production staff. Is he the least talkative person of everyone on our side of the building here at Good Karma?
He might be the least talkative person that I know, period.
Probably, but
I'm not insulting.
I'm not counting hello, and I'm not counting 30 seconds. Like, those are things he has to say.
Now, Julian, let me ask you a question here. Are you regarded in your life outside of work as a shy, understated kind of person?
Yeah, this isn't a new thing I'm just discovering right now.
Yeah. Wow, nobody told me.
You've heard this before.
Yes, I've heard this before. Not even on this show.
This is not a
new discovery even in work.
At work.
You got to listen to DNR.
I was competing with them for a long time.
Yeah, you're last on the list of people that have said this to
So they bring this up. Do they have any things they refer to you as in discussing this? Like, is there any nickname or?
You'd be shocked to know it's very much mostly Rick.
That's a shocking development. By the way, does Rick ever consider that maybe people just don't want to talk to him because he's a bad guy? That should be considered. But so what do they say about you? Just that you're silent?
Yeah, they're just like, oh, there he is. I guess he said something. Don't talk all at once. Like anything like that.
All right.
This is the most I've ever heard him speak.
Oh, by the way, if we had played a game and we played different voices off of the internet and said which one's Julian, I'd have no idea who it was.
But I'm not being performative here. I do enjoy his company. He's a nice guy.
He seems lovely. I've enjoyed him so far.
Whenever I've asked him to do something like from work standpoint, he's done it.
Like, hey, hurry, go get me a sandwich.
There is I don't know how you feel about this, but there's a lost feeling sometimes, especially if you're doing a show alone, which I did many times, with Rangers pre and post, where
Sure.
I'm on site and like literally the only communication I have is with him. And it can be kind of lonely if all of a sudden, like, you don't know how much time you're back, if there's information you're not being given. He's always been able to do that. I enjoy his company.
Well, I got to tell you, Julian, so far, I think today I would have put our over-under at words at 10, and I probably would have gone under. But today, now we're way over, and I'm enjoying you as well.
Yeah.
So welcome aboard.
Well, that's good. Glad.
Is this all
can get
week?
this over.
Do we expect Jacob to recover?
I imagine Jacob will be back at some point. I would hope tomorrow.
We have any
Not that I don't
symptoms
enjoy-
at all?
Symptoms? I think he just needed to do I think he had something wrong with his tooth, if I'm not mistaken.
A tooth? Oh, this is made up.
It's made up?
Yeah, I think it's made up.
Why would he make it up?
I don't know.
I don't enjoy my company either, but
it's a beautiful day.
Making it up.
No, I'm not. I'm accusing Jacob.
Me? Oh, no, Jacob.
I took it as that Anthony didn't want to have it go unsaid, so he just made up something.
I'll ask him how he's doing now.
I just texted.
Oh, if it's a tooth, it's,
Well, tooth can be bad.
Nobody's died from that.
Well, I didn't think death was on the table. But I still is there something between not caring and death?
Yeah, I'd imagine so. I think it's empathy.
Yeah. So, anyways, we hope Jake's well. If you've never heard Julian, I hope you've been enjoying it because it's the most you're ever going to hear.
No, this is a treat.
He gave
this
us
is
a lot.
unexpected. Have you responded like that when they've made fun of you not talking before?
Yeah, when I'm prompted, I will talk. It's just that I don't want to really jump in. I don't want to interrupt.
Let me ask you a question. Have you been a man of few words all the way back like to a little kid?
That's a good question.
I wonder.
That's a therapy question right there.
Yeah, well, no, I'm just curious because I'm thinking about now with like an 18-month-old. Like, I wonder if you were like as a little, like my little one right now won't shut up. And she only has 5 words, and all she does is go, it's all day long.
I think there was a talkative phase, and now it's more just subtle.
Okay.
And do you like to go out? Are you a social fellow?
Yeah, I go out. It's just that, like, don't want to talk.
No,
I like
listen,
being
I
back
respect
here.
it.
No, I'm enjoying this. Is this uncomfortable? How much we're making you talk now?
No, not really. Just trying to think of what to say.
You know what I think? Listen, I'm going to tell you. I've heard a couple of conversations with behind-the-scenes people today who are not the behind-the-scenes people you always get because it's vacation time right now. So, like, right now you're getting to hear more from Julian than you've ever gotten to hear in your life. Today, Harvey was the subject of much conversation, including really personal things that go much more personal than not speaking.
Yeah, they do that to him.
Is that based on facts or is it made up?
Which parts?
They say that, well, do you remember what the grandmother, who's also played by Eddie Murphy, Grandma Clump, says about Sherman in the dinner scene?
Remind me.
She goes, Sherman never had relations before. You remember that part?
Yes, I do.
That's mean.
That's what they said on the air today.
That's really
about
that's
Harvey.
Yeah.
By the way, John Winthrop really not making Jacob feel good in our chat. If you guys see.
Hold on, let me take a look. Oh my God!
Why would you say that?
What's wrong? So I said, Jake, how are you feeling? John responded, people have definitely died from a tooth. That said, hopefully Jacob fine.
Hopefully Jacob.
Hopefully Jacob fine.
Is Cam Skattebo responding to us?
I want to do a backflip. and then Anthony said, Jesus. And Jakey says, I'm feeling blah, watching ENN with a swollen face. But what's wrong? What's going on?
And I texted him, they think you're making it up.
Well, now that he says swollen face, I'm more concerned. But did he go to the doctor? Also, you know what I've never...
Well, maybe that's why, because he went to the doctor and it was a dentist and he had a tooth pulled.
Now, let me ask something here, Don.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about the fact that in our chat, like I didn't save it this way, but Jake's own name in his phone, and so it forced it to my phone. I don't know if it did this to yours because you're not an iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
Is Jakey with 3 Ys.
So mine doesn't have that.
Mine took the way he has himself.
I think I changed it. I said, we're not doing this.
He calls himself Jakey?
With 3 Ys. Like, what level of commitment do you have to sort of your diminutive kid nickname if your iPhone name is Jakey with 3 Ys?
Well, what's the matter? I just have Jacob Perry.
Well, yeah, but so did I. I had Jacob ESPN at some point. But then it offered me, it's like, hey, do you want what he calls himself? And who am I to tell him what his name is? If he says his name is Jakey.
That's what he likes. Does he want to be called that moving forward?
Are you comfortable calling him Jakey?
Not at all.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do it. Julian, what do people call you? Do people call you Juju?
Usually just Julian.
Got it.
Never got a nickname. I don't know what Rick has said. So
no conversation ever got to that stage.
Past what's your name? They go, what's your name? He's like, Julian. And then they go, huh. And he goes, That's it. All right. Well, listen, we should get to some sports. Even though it is ENN in the summer, we do what we like. A beautiful story involving the great J.J. Watt. This is pretty cool. A guy named Doug went on X and put up a post saying that he coincidentally sat next to a football icon at a restaurant. He said, not proud of it, man, but man enough to say it. He said, I saw someone I idolized as a kid watching the NFL, but out of respect, I didn't even ask for a picture. Have a great day in New York at JJ Watt. He wrote that on Twitter.
Okay.
Watt responds, are you still in the area? And Doug says that he was hiding from the rain with a beer at O'Hara's. Watt replied, order me a Guinness, be there shortly.
Wow.
And then Watt shared a selfie of them.
That's awesome. He didn't have to do that.
Pretty cool, right?
Pretty incredible. You never can forget that for the rest of your life. Right?
Yeah, I thought that was really, really neat. FIFA has opened a disciplinary investigation into the ugly scenes that marred the end of the World Cup, involving several Argentina players and coaches physically attacking the Spain team. So after the goal in the 106 minutes sealed it for Spain to secure the second men's World Cup ever, there was now Argentinian issues. You had Chelsea midfielder Enzo Fernandez sent off by referee Slavko Vincic for a foul in the 90th minute, right? So obviously then Argentina was playing down a man. At the end of the game, footage emerged of Argentina's Leandro Paredes and Nahuel Molina hitting Spain's Eric Garcia and Rodri, while Argentina coach Roberto Ayala was also seen striking Dani Olmo. And now FIFA has confirmed it has opened a disciplinary review to assess whether to take further action. Now, of course, it's Argentina. Many people think, Don, that they were cheating for Argentina the entire time, so we'll see exactly what happens.
But what could happen?
Well, it wouldn't be, any sort of discipline would take place, in the coming international play, whatever that is, whatever the next things are for the international team.
Did they have a defense? Did something happen, or was this just the frustration of the loss?
It looked really bad.
Or did they feel like they were being mocked, or was there something that led to this other than just being frustrated?
They looked really, really terrible. Now, Anthony, you have another article here that says World Cup future odds, but then under it you just put the same article about the investigation.
Oh, that doesn't sound like me. That sounds very much.
By the way, it sounds like a copy and paste situation.
That sounds very.
Don't tell Don.
Out of curiosity, seriously, do you think I typed these stories?
No, of course not.
No. So
the paste didn't work.
If we're up to me, you'd be doing that moving forward.
Yeah, that's right. You know how Don feels about
that
copy
ain't gonna
pasting?
happen.
But what about?
Oh, don't be snotty. If I wanted it to happen, it would happen.
Yeah, he demanded it.
You don't think I can wield some power here?
I think he's doubting it 100%.
Well, you
100% doubt that I'm going to type up these stories.
Why do you think Andrew's gone?
Well, see, that's why. Well, see, that's why he doesn't like you.
By the way, they did fight over the copying and pasting before that.
Am I right?
I'm well aware.
Am I right?
That he doesn't like you? I don't know. You have to ask Peter.
Oh. All I say is, I think cut and paste should be outlawed. Now, there are many people that have told me, well, Don, if I don't cut and paste, my work's going to have to be like double, triple, 10 times fold. All right. Then don't make a mistake.
Well, no, I would say that Obviously, people copy and paste. But I don't think you're wrong that saying if you copy and paste and blatantly paste the wrong thing, there should be some sort of repercussion.
Right.
Push-ups, pour a glass of water on his head.
It shouldn't be.
Don's case, stab you with a sword.
Yeah, stab me with a serrated knife.
But the answer should all these things happen.
Right.
Well, they wouldn't happen if you didn't cut and paste.
Yeah, but what are you supposed to do with these? He's supposed to write me a recap of every. No, you cut the best parts of the article. You copy this part, this part, this part. You drop it,
and just be very careful.
But here, something happened. So now, but fortunately, because I trust Anthony implicitly, I know that when I ask him now, what did it say about the World Cup odds? He's going to remember the odds by heart, right?
Well,
Anthony?
we can play the game if you want, Peter.
Okay.
Who has the best odds to win the World Cup in 2030?
Wait a minute. Why would anybody even think about that?
Because you could bet it right now.
Because people are morons.
I'm going to say Spain.
Right, so through DraftKings, and you are correct, Peter, of course, the reigning champs have the best odds at plus 450.
Then give me France.
They are plus 600, and they are next.
Give me... Give me Holland.
Holland. No. England plus 900.
I didn't mean Holland. I meant Denmark. Holland's on the team.
I
mean Norway. They're all white.
So
I don't know.
Forget Norway.
Either way.
What's Norway?
Those names are not
None of them are there.
in this article right now.
No,
England
Norway.
is plus 900. Tied with another country.
Brazil.
No.
Huh.
Fellow co-host, Portugal.
A tie with Portugal. Where's Brazil?
I will look that up for you on this article specifically.
Not
it
there.
says Argentina is sixth best at 11 to 1. 2030 co-host Morocco is 35 to 1. U.S. and Mexico, 80 to 1.
It's interesting to me that Argentina is still that high in the what will be the post-Messi era.
I guess because it hasn't been confirmed yet, you have to be careful. You have to protect yourself from that.
He's 41 years old.
I understand.
If he's a day.
Even if he plays, it's not the same.
41,
I get
is
it.
he?
Believe me, I understand.
How old is he?
I thought he was
39?
38?
I think he's 39. Let's see. Lionel Messi to you and me. If he's a day, by the way. He's got 2 pages, by the way. His own page and his career page. He's 39.
Peter, you wanted Norway?
Yeah.
Plus 2,800.
Okay.
What was the other one that you...
Brazil. You gave me Brazil
is plus 1,000.
Really?
Yeah.
So Brazil's only plus 1,000 and Norway's 2,800.
Correct.
Now, Messi could still play. He hasn't made any announcement.
So,
43?
To be that good still.
How old was Ronaldo?
42, I think.
It sounds crazy, but he'd probably be coming off the bench, no?
What's the oldest player ever?
Probably.
Oldest player in a World Cup?
Yeah.
Hmm.
You looking at
Pele played pretty old.
Yeah, but it was old for him at the time.
I'm not going to say I don't know if this counts, because of course it counts, but it was a goalkeeper in 2018. He was an Egyptian goalkeeper. He was 45 years old and 161 days.
But a goalkeeper.
He was a goalkeeper,
See,
yes.
a goalkeeper I feel like you could have go pretty long.
Makes sense.
But, I mean, for Messi to have been as good as he was.
A lot of these oldest guys are goalkeepers. There was a Colombian goalkeeper that was 43.
Yeah. Did you get to any actual players?
Roger Milla from Cameroon in 1994 was 42 in 39 days. And then Ronaldo was fourth.
At 41?
At 41 in 151 days. So this doesn't happen very often that 40-plus-year-olds are doing stuff in the World Cup.
And it's always even years, right? So it'd be 1970, I guess, or 68. Which one would it be for the last time Pele would have competed for Brazil? So say it was 70. He was 30, Peter.
Well, yeah, and I thought Brazil's Ronaldo was pretty old, but I realized he started so young that he wasn't that old by the end.
Yeah, his final international match for the national team was 71.
Robert, that wasn't World Cup. I'm assuming the World Cup was 70, right?
That math would make sense.
That would be 70.
And that means he was 30. And back in 30, they probably thought he was
dead.
Like
Want to
needed a
kill
walker.
him. By the way, speaking of very old, Rachel Robinson's birthday over the weekend.
Amazing. Why isn't that getting more play? She's 104. We usually throw that out exaggerating somebody's age. Like, oh, well, forget about it. Pele was 104 when he played. She's literally 104.
It's. I mean, think about how long ago it was that her husband integrated baseball.
He passed away. I always think about this. He passed away in 1973. So she's lived without him for, what is it, 53 years?
Yeah.
Her husband, who she loved, without him, way longer than she was married, like 53 years. So she was 51 when he died. That's incredible.
Guys, Julian has contributed, but he wants me to share it.
Of course.
But I'm going to give him the credit.
Translator.
I'm going to give him the credit. Keep in mind, in 2030, we mentioned this, Peter, last week, that Spain, Portugal, and Morocco were going to be host countries. Harvey pointed out in our chat that day, and I never got a chance to tell you guys, there's actually 6 host countries for the World Cup in 2030.
Is that right?
The other 3, Uruguay, Paraguay, and Argentina. Don't you think Messi's going to try and stick around to be in that World Cup?
They're going to have 2. They're going to host on 2 continents.
That's right. And then I believe the finals in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean.
So
on a ship.
You know what it was, Don? This one, which was is there a number yet for yesterday?
I don't believe so. I'll look though.
Let's look and see if we can find one. This one felt huge, right? This World Cup. It was a monster. Like even by World Cup standards, it felt like an absolute monster. And it's not enough. They got to add more teams and host on multiple continents next time. That means the games are going to start at completely different times. I guess on the upside, there'll be games on all day. There'll be Western Hemisphere games. There'll be Eastern Hemisphere games.
I think part of it is that it's the 100th year of World Cup. Like, this is the 100th anniversary of the World Cup being a thing. So I think those South America games are just like
to honor it.
Yeah, they're not going to be the entire tournament's not going to be on 2 continents. It's just a few games.
Huh. But you'll have Northern Hemisphere and Southern Hemisphere. You'll have all the hemispheres.
Well, it's like when where's the Summer Olympics were in France, right?
Mm-hmm. France.
And wasn't there like French property
in Hawaii for the surfing?
Right, because remember that? It wasn't Hawaii, it was like Thailand or something. Like it was like way on the other side of the planet.
Colin Jost got that horrible
remember that? Colin Jost was doing the call for the surfing.
Then got sick because he got cut with seashells or whatever it was. It was a whole thing.
Oh, I forgot about that.
That did happen.
That'll do it for ENN, ladies and gentlemen.
It was something.
Something's happened.
Something did happen. There's no question about that.
She loves.
I wish you would have gotten a piece of Don and figured I don't need all that crack. Last call crew, 1-800-919-3776. Tons of topics to get to before we hand it off to the Mets at 7 here on ESPN New York.
Mornings with DiPietro and Rothenberg.
If the Giants start out the season 0-3, forget it. What's going to happen to 65 or sooner? Well, kill it. It's a little adversity.
You have a 5-year plan that after 3 weeks you're going to punt on.
Yeah, I can't handle 0-3 again.
Maybe it's a 10-year plan.
70 or sooner. But that's not going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen. No, could it?
No, it's not going to.
DiPietro and Rothenberg. Morning 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
D'Agostino, Law, Bite Back. This is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates, and I know how a serious accident can change your life just like that.
I'm Jenna D'Agostino, and I understand that with pain comes medical bills and time out of work. Let us get you justice.
This is John Ryan, the closer. For over 35 years, our family has been getting accident victims every dollar they deserve.
I started this firm for the injured so they can bite back against the insurance companies.
Our legacy is to get you justice. Bite back.
To get you paid, bite back.
At D'Agostino & Associates, bite back means fight back. When you're hurt and they blame you, we bite back and get you every dollar you deserve. We have offices throughout New York and New Jersey, so call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. 1-800-248-3222. I've been there, and I'll be there for you.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. At Rings End, they're there to help realize your modern design visions. That's why they partner with Marvin. Engineered for big ideas, Marvin Modern Windows and Doors deliver effortless elegance, expansive views, and industry-leading innovation, all in a modular system designed to meet the exacting principles of modern architecture. Experience Marvin Modern at a Rings End showroom today and create something stunning with them. Rings End is a certified Marvin installing retailer.
This is the Michael K. Show.
You might all disagree with me on this. 7th game of the World Series. The Yankees have to win to be champions. Every single one of their starting pitching is available. I could choose between Garrett Cole, a former Cy Young Award winner. I could choose between Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Will Warren, Ryan Weathers, or Cam Schlittler. There's one guy on the staff that's dominant and great, and that's Schlittler.
The Michael K. Show, weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. Presented by the Parisman Firm.
Fans arrive early at Yankee Stadium on Saturday, August 8th for the 78th Annual Old Timers Day presented by Fresh Direct. See Yankees legends put on the pinstripes again and take the field at Yankee Stadium. Relive memories of your favorite former Yankees and make new memories with your family. After the Old Timers Day ceremony and game conclude, stick around to see your Bronx Bombers take on Atlanta. Get your Saturday, August 8th Old Timers Day tickets presented by Fresh Direct at Yankees.com/tickets today.
Drip Drop is doctor-developed, proven fast hydration that helps your body and mind work better. Trusted by firefighters, medical professionals, and over 90% of top college and pro sports teams. Drip Drop is engineered to hydrate faster and more effectively than water alone, with 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. Stock up now at dripdrop.com and use promo code RADIO20 for 20% off your first order. That's dripdrop.com, promo code RADIO20.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. You play for the win, not just on game day, every day. Channel that drive into your money. Robinhood puts you in control, all on one platform. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move.
Last call crew, 1-800-919-3776. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Alan's got the week off. He'll be back next week. Talk about a Tuesday tomorrow at 4:30. Get into everything that's happening in the world of sports. We talked about LeBron today. We talked about the Knicks today. And the baseball of it all is very interesting. The American League still stinks. However, we do have a couple of teams that have been hot. The Red Sox are playing host to the Orioles tonight. Red Sox have won 13 straight games. Now are above 500 at 50-48. The Orioles have won 7 in a row. They're just 2 games.
Oh, you know what?
Under 500.
That includes. Did that start when I was? Did that start when I was? No. That was. I caught one. Trying to do the math. All-Star was this past week. So
Yeah.
I was at the Orioles last game before the break.
Oh, you were?
Oh, you weren't here.
No.
I took Maya to her first game. Went to
nice.
Camden Yards.
Love Camden Yards.
I ended up being. I was right. Natalie was at a wedding right next door, and I looked up. I'm dropping her off at the Marriott at 1:30 on a Sunday, and I look over from where I'm dropping her off, and I see Utah Street, and I was like, "Wait, hold on a second. No chance they're here, are they?" $20. Walked right in, had some Dippin' Dots, took a picture or two. It was nice.
Nice.
We didn't really sit in the crowd, and I mean, She's 18 months old.
Right, but
it was the principalities.
And now maybe you've been
maybe I'm part of something.
Part of something, yeah. They're still under 500, but here's the way the American League East is rounding out. The Yankees are a game and a half back at Tampa. Tampa's all of a sudden lost 5 in a row because they had caught the Red Sox fever over the weekend. So the Red Sox have won 13 in a row, 2 games above 500. They right now are 6 back of the Rays. They're only 4 back of the Yankees in the loss column. I'll be interested to see what happens after they finally lose. Will they get back to winning or will they fall apart? But here's a little bit of an indicator. I've always talked about run differential, telling you how good a team is, okay? This is how good the Red Sox are. The Red Sox right now are tied for the second best run differential in the American League at a plus 45. Tampa, who's the best team in the American League, is only at plus 14. So if you go by the run differential, it kind of tells you that maybe their record, which is 14 games above 500, is not sustainable. The Yankees, who are 11, that was a big win last night. Jazz had the home run in the 8th inning. They won the game 2-1. Jazz is not having a great offensive year, but he is hitting clutch. So the Yankees, with the win, climbed 11 over. But they could have been 9 over, single digits above 500. So that was a big win. They still dropped 2 out of 3 against the Dodgers. But you don't have to worry about the Dodgers to the World Series. And you're also playing without Aaron Judge. So that is something.
It's not nothing.
But you know what's amazing to me? And it just shows you how fragile things are. And we started the show talking to Jake Assman about why I believe the Yankees feel like they're okay. Is because they could say to you, well, look at the Blue Jays. Blue Jays went to Game 7 of the World Series last year, and now they're 7 games under 500. Isn't that crazy? The Blue Jays almost beat the Dodgers in one of the best World Series we've seen in a long time. They're in last place. They're 46-53. They're 10.5 back at Tampa. And now the wild card, listen, they're only 4.5 back, but they still have to climb over Houston, Minnesota, Baltimore, Seattle, just to get to the Red Sox, who would be in the playoffs today if the season ended. Just 2 games above 500.
Crazy.
But that's what the Yankees will tell you. Well, we don't have that happen here in New York. We may not win the World Series, but we're always in it. We always finish above 500. We usually go to the playoffs. We usually win a round or 2. What are you complaining about? We could be the Blue Jays. Look, the Blue Jays are out. They're in last place. They went to the World Series, didn't win. Now they're in last place. We never do that. Yeah, Houston went to 4 World Series in 7 years. Where are they now? They're 7 games under 500.
I'd still take it relative to the Yankees, but whatever.
You know, Baltimore 5 minutes ago won 100 games. Now they're under 500. Like, I get it. But don't you see what the Yankees are saying to you? You think we're losing. We're good. We want to win. But we also don't want it to come at the expense of being bad for 5 years. I think Jake said it best. You could do both. You could be all in and yet still have a bright future. But things are going to look different next year. Can you imagine if there's a salary cap? Now the Yankees are going to have just as good a chance as pretty much most of the league to spend money. They'll spend to the cap, but so will a lot of other teams.
Right.
There'll be a few teams, Marlins, Rays, that won't spend to the cap. They'll spend to the floor. But the days of having a payroll $150 million above everybody else are gone. And now you might be in a world where there could be 20 other teams that have the same payroll you do. Are you still going to be as successful? Are you going to be? You're not going to be able to buy your way out of mistakes. If somebody gets hurt, it's going to be catastrophic. That's why I think Brian wants to hold on to prospects, because when those days happen, he's going to be like, I can go to my farm and I can get good players. I don't want to keep adding salary.
I know, but to Jake's point, if you're a Yankee fan, oh my God, you've been holding on to farm for so long.
All right, but
and how much has it worked out in the long run? What do you have to show for it?
But do you hear?
Where's your Miguel Andujar jersey right now?
All right, you haven't won since 2009, which is a long time for the Yankees, but it's not that long.
No,
and you're good every year. You don't ever have to worry about there being a year in which
but you keep
it's July.
You're doing it.
No, I'm just
you're doing it.
But
you're Yankees playing it.
I'm not Yankees playing it.
Anthony, is he doing it again?
No, I'm not doing it again.
He kind of feels like he's doing it again.
No, I'm just telling you what they think.
You tell
I'm not
them, we
telling
know
you
what they think. They think
But
like yo-yo.
What I'm trying to say to the Yankee fan is your misery is still better than any other team you root for. Jake roots for the Yankees, right? Well, now, obviously, the Knicks just came off a championship. But before the Knicks won a championship, of the 4 teams that Jake Assman roots for, Yankees, Knicks, Jets, Islanders, what team has given him the most pleasure?
It'd be the Yankees.
Without question. No question.
And yet that's the team he complains about the most because the Yankees are supposed to win. But when he starts a season, again, obviously the Knicks changed all that with their recent success. But like 2-3 years ago, the season he looked forward to the most was the Yankees. Certainly wasn't the Jets. They haven't been to the playoffs in a decade and a half. Islanders?
Nothing. Not a sniff.
Before this year, the Knicks?
Sniff them.
So, but all I'm saying is I'm not defending them. They should do better than the New York Yankees. But the team you complain about the most is giving you the most pleasure. Because there's not one season in the history of Jake's life
I know. But where
he's ever been embarrassed by his team. The Knicks have embarrassed him. The Jets certainly are embarrassing him right now. Islanders embarrassed him. Right? The Knicks certainly embarrassed him for years.
Okay, so what you're saying is you've been married 4 times. It hasn't gone great.
Right.
But when you rank your wives, one of them, she barely gets dressed. Okay? She looks like crap. She stinks sometimes. Barely brushes her teeth. Okay? Doesn't want to cook anything. Doesn't want to go out for a meal. She's no fun at all. She's basically worthless. But she's never cheated on you. Your other ex-wife. Your other ex, she slept with your best friend. The other one, your brother. The other one sold all of your possessions. Well, no, the Jets slept with your brother and your father. I mean, it's a complete mess.
It might have been at the same time.
It's on the tape. And you're saying, well, be happy for the one wife whose breath stinks and doesn't do anything fun.
But what I'm asking, just as a Met fan, is does the Yankees' breath stink? They don't win a championship.
No, the breath stinks. It has not been been sexy.
So no matter what,
and you know what? It makes me realize the obsession with their farm, the whole farm system obsession with the Yankees. It now justifies why we Anthony. You think it's all this culture and tradition? They don't put names on the jerseys because they know they're just going to rotate their players.
That's a good point.
It's what benefits the way they do business.
I've given this analogy before, but it's worth repeating because it's the perfect analogy for the New York Yankees. And it's coming up next. Hahn and Rosenberg.
God.
ESPN New York.
When care matters most, experience matters more. The Allure Group is redefining rehabilitation and long-term care across New York with 6 convenient locations. Their expert clinicians create personalized care plans to help you recover, rebuild, and get back to what matters most. From short-term rehab to long-term care, Allure is committed to comfort, dignity, and results. To learn more, visit allurecare.com. The Allure Group, where care meets compassion.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to kars4kids.org now, or call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to kars4kids.org. That's cars with a K.
This is the Michael K. Show.
You might all disagree with me on this. 7th game of the World Series. Yankees have to win to be champions. Every single one of their starting pitching is available. I could choose between Garrett Cole, a former Cy Young Award winner. I could choose between Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Will Warren, Ryan Weathers, or Cam Schlittler. There's one guy on the staff that's dominant and great, and that's Schlittler.
The Michael K. Show, weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. Presented by the Parisman Firm.
Tricon Construction is growing across New Jersey, delivering larger, more complex commercial projects with the precision today's developers expect. Because when the timelines, capital, and reputation are all on the line, you need more than a contractor. You need a true construction partner. Tricon brings experienced leadership, disciplined project management, and a team built around accountability and execution. From planning to completion, they build with purpose, professionalism, and pride. For serious commercial projects, build with Tricon. Visit triconbuilds.com. That's triconbuilds.com.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
In a contracting business, you're either growing or you're grinding. Success is no longer about hard work alone. It's about using AI to accelerate impact. Service Titan is the only integrated intelligence that seamlessly automates your entire workflow, from first call to final invoice. Born in the trades, built for visionaries ready to stop operating and start automating. Service Titan, AI for the trades.
Zuffa Boxing makes its New York City debut on Sunday, July 26th with a double main event featuring hometown favorites Edgar Berlanga and Richardson Hitchens in separate bouts. Live from the Infosys Theater at Madison Square Garden. Enter for your chance to win tickets on the ESPN New York app. Berlanga takes on Stephen Butler in a 10-round super middleweight showdown, while Richardson Hitchens faces Ricardo Salas in a 12-round welterweight contest. Don't miss this huge night of boxing. Brought to you by Madison Square Garden. Enter to win tickets now on the ESPN New York app.
See, this is the version of the Beach Bash you missed. You had to be at a different angle to
Let me hear it.
That's Robert Plant.
By the way, they took away my Don again. They don't want me to play your drop. It's off my page. Why'd you do that, Anthony? I need it here always.
Where would you like it that it's comfortable that it's there always?
On a screen.
On the bottom next to I'm winning.
Okay,
how about
I can do that.
All right, so
because I never heard that verse.
All right, so you just heard it. So how off was I?
I think you were very on.
I don't disagree.
Now listen, I think
You thought I had too many babies.
No,
babe.
it
was the right amount of babes.
Oh, no, that's not what I think. I think you're a freak. I think you're a weirdo. Who I would be so. Here's why I think. Here's why I think he's actually out of his mind.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
He being you.
I just wanted to make sure.
He is I and I am him. Slim with the tilted brim. Here's why. Because I would be incredibly nervous to get up and sing in front of, well, I would say thousands of people, but this year I'd say
this was
tens.
a different Beach Bash. It was 106.
Yeah.
It was.
No, and because this year you don't want to perform in front of the corpses of 90 people.
No.
But so I would be very nervous.
You don't want that to be the last memory somebody had.
If someone's on their way out, they're seeing their loved ones. So I just can't believe you volunteered to do it. I'd be nervous the whole show, knowing, like at the end. I mean, imagine poor Julian. It would be like someone asking him to say that at the end of the day he has to put together 3 sentences and talk to another human being. He doesn't want to do that.
No.
Right, but you do it. You want to do it.
Yeah. Well,
you dream of it.
Because I thought I had friends,
Hi,
quite
I'm
frankly.
Frankie Sharp Records.
I thought I had coworkers and friends and people that I trusted that it would have been in the spirit in which it had happened. and that you guys would have given me hell for it instead of just lying to my face, especially Alan, when that's not how you felt. Now, I believe you when you say that at the time you felt a little differently and it didn't age well. But Alan just lied right to my face. That's not what friends do.
I think he lied to your face.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be difficult to recover from. The good thing he's off this week.
Yeah, it gives you time.
Now, the analogy I was going to give with the Yankees, how it's good, but it's not great because they haven't won since 2009. The analogy that I used before, and Julian's new to the show, and I don't know if Anthony would remember, the movie American Pie.
Okay.
Picture it, if you will. Are you familiar with the work of Kevin? Kevin was going out with Vicky, who was Tara Reid.
And Kevin's like one of the cool dudes?
Yeah, and he's in a relationship with Vicky. And they spent a lot of time at third, haven't scored. But a lot of time at third.
Right.
That's being a Yankee fan.
Oh.
It's not bad.
I disagree.
But you're getting a little tired of being stranded at third.
It's a bad comp.
It's not a bad comp.
It's terrible.
It's not terrible.
It's terrible.
That's just because you just don't agree with my third.
No. Wait. I thought the third they're talking about. Oh, your third is that.
Yes.
I thought your second was that. And your second was my third? Oh, yeah, that was the issue. Is that you were saying what's third.
Right.
Okay, no. So I'm going with your third.
Okay.
And I still disagree with it.
Why?
Because, you know why? Because if I told you, if we were all out one night and saw the most amazing human being of all time, physically.
Yes.
And I called you the next day, and I went, Don, you're not going to believe it. Remember the girl at the bar? And you go, yeah. I ended up talking to her. We went to third. The first words out of your mouth are not going to go, you came up short, huh?
They'd be mine. What? No, short? No, I'd be like, it's amazing.
You know, and no one says that.
But
about going to the World Series.
But he did in the movie because he complained throughout the entire movie how he didn't score. But he's sick. He even used, I can't use the quote, but he's even just, I'm tired of this. You know what? I want to go all the way.
Well, that's because
so he's being a Yankee fan. He's tired of third. Meanwhile, for poor Jake, the Jets, the Islanders, and the Knicks were now kicking him in the groin.
Okay, now the comp's coming together. That's a good point.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
the thing he complains the most about, he's Kevin in American Pie. What you're complaining about. Meanwhile, the other teams are taking a baseball bat to your privates every time you hang with them. Every time. But you still hang with them. You hang with them as much as you hang with Vicky.
I just saw one of the most brilliant tweets I've ever seen in my life. Anthony.
Go ahead.
Anthony, you want to see an amazing tweet?
Absolutely.
I don't know who
Where am I looking?
I don't know who this person is. I'll just read it to you. It's a picture of a beautiful new Taco Bell, one of the like black awning nude ones.
Oh, yeah.
And that's one picture, and then the picture next to it. What's the one that looks like a little circular, almost like octagon?
The Crunchwrap?
The Crunchwrap. It's your favorite, right?
Yeah, I love the Crunchwrap.
And the next picture, Don, is a picture of the Crunchwrap Supreme with a whole bunch. What's the black sauce?
Oh,
yeah, one of the sauces.
Black beans.
Diablo.
The Diablo sauce. Yes.
And he's got his Taco Bell bag and the Diablo sauces and the Crunchwrap. And above it, the only caption he wrote was, the safest time in history to fly was September 12th, 2001.
I love this man.
Do you follow it, Don?
Person,
Yes, I do.
anyone.
He's just leaning right in. He's going, no, this is the time. You want to go to Taco Bell? Right now. When everyone's saying, and to Anthony's point, falsely, by the way, that they're to blame for this atrocity of explosive diarrhea all over the country. This is when you want to go enjoy your Crunchwrap Supreme, because this is when they're putting in the work. The phone calls are happening to every location. We cannot have explosive diarrhea today.
Extra lettuce. How about that?
This would look bad.
Yeah, you can't do it.
And meanwhile, Chipotle and Moe's.
Oh, yeah. God only knows what's going on.
They're sweating.
They're flying by the seat of their pants.
Don't know what to tell you. All right, that's a good tweet. And this was a good show.
This was a hell of a show. Yeah, run it back.
Tomorrow, we will have Talk About It Tuesday. We'll go over the Mets and the Yankees, but the Mets and the Brewers, they're coming up next on Hahn and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
It's summertime, so why are you still living with pain? If you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, joint pain, or nerve pain, don't wait any longer. Call Dr. Jay Shaw at